It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back at it. Great to have you guys with us. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, CB at the switches for us today. Boys, how we feeling?
Feeling like $1 million, baby. Feeling good today. How are you?
$1 million shy of being a millionaire. How about this? You got a little gift last night, but before we get to the draft from last night, the fact that it starts today at 4 o'clock is...
Oh, does it really?
Ridiculous.
I didn't even know that.
That's unless it's a misprint.
Interesting.
Unless somebody spelled it wrong.
Little
or
matinee?
something. Yeah, how about, have you ever heard of such a thing?
No, because this is the first time, I believe, in NBA history that they split the draft up. So we're going 2 nights, obviously. Here we are on...
Well, night and an afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. Technically
Into
speaking,
a night.
It is an afternoon, but...
4 p.m. Eastern today.
Interesting. I did not know that. Okay, there we go.
I don't know,
Get the picks rolling, baby.
Something to do with maybe how it deflects to international time or whatever and all that. Who knows? Maybe they want people up in the middle of the night in Europe. I don't know. But this will be interesting. The gift that you got that I wanted to tell you, and I know you're probably happy about this. Oh, that doesn't work for the NBA
it always
draft.
Works, baby.
I'm pretty sure they used that.
Did
they?
Yeah. It always works, baby. That's year round.
See,
it always feels good to hear that.
So it's just essentially ESPN draft.
You know
what?
We need to do that in our
right.
fantasy league here at the Fan. Have that just every pick in our league. In a 14-team league, you think you get annoyed by
So back in the day when we first started doing the fantasy draft here at the Fan, and we weren't in this building, we're in the old building, and we all went up to, I can't even remember, maybe it was B-Dubs up north somewhere. And we went in, and I can't remember who this was. Somebody brought like a notebook and a pen.
Okay.
And no laptop. Thinking it was like one of those old manual drafts where you'd walk up and like put a name on a board. We're like, this is going to be pretty difficult for you.
Yeah.
And like, well, maybe I can do it on my cell phone. Well, yeah, you can. It's just not as fun and easy.
You better hope you got enough juice that the phone is charged up going into that thing. Did they get through it okay, though?
Who was that?
Just put it on Scotty Vegas.
No. I don't think he was
Scotty
even there.
would be prepared. What am I talking about?
I'll find out. Somebody might be listening
remember.
Up there. This has got to be, 13, 14 years ago? Because before I got to the radio station, I had friends that were begging me to do fantasy, and I didn't do it. I'm like, nope, not getting into that. I don't want to deal with all that. That seems like a lot of work. I don't want to deal with that. I work in television, not radio. I work less, not more.
Look at you now.
Exactly.
Look at you now.
And now...
Year-round fantasy.
And now it's... Well, I do think this, and I've been very honest with you about it. I do like it. You and I do... So I do fantasy football, baseball, hockey. Mm-hmm. You do just fantasy football, or did you do basketball?
Oh, no, I'm doing all 3.
You're doing baseball,
basketball
and football. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're only one different. And I said this to you a while ago. I do think it's made me much more informed to talk about those sports. Yeah. You know the players. You kind of know what they're doing, what they're not doing. It does keep you up to date.
It gives you a nice feel.
When I had people beg, I'm like, no. It's the last thing I want to be doing.
You know what we need to do, AR? We need to go full sicko mode with fantasy and get into a college football fantasy league. Let's get that going.
I just got the answer.
You got the answer?
Yeah.
I knew somebody was going to hit you up.
I love that. I don't know how Carp knew that. Oh, I know why, because he was probably hosting with him at the time. It was Tim Hall. Tim showed up with a spiral notebook. Maybe a reporter's flip notebook. And,
man.
And no laptop.
That's incredible.
Because if you think about it, you're all going to be there in person, so you can just name, why don't you just tell me the player you'd like to pick? And maybe there was no actually inserting it. There was no insertion into the fantasy computer.
We hosted a fantasy football event at the casino years ago when I was doing the show with Biddle on Sundays. And there were people bringing in like full war room draft boards. Like they weren't messing around. I've never done anything like that. But what's your feel on college football fantasy? You want to get into sicko mode this year? We can all get on one team together.
I mean, if you want me to just kind of latch on as kind of like I don't even know what job that would be. CB, what would that be in draft day? Who would I be in draft day? Maybe the guy that rolls the tape back? That guy when Kevin Costner says, roll that back for me again.
I think that's a good comparison.
Yeah, I'd be that guy.
I
wouldn't be the GM or coach, anything like that.
I don't think I need it.
No, thank you.
I've been in 2 to 3 NFL fantasy leagues like the last couple of years. I'm in 2 for sure again this year, and I think I'm good with 2. 2's kind of my max. It's a lot to keep up with. And there's too many, waiver wire pickups and all that nonsense you got to worry about. You can't keep them straight. So I'm good with 2 leagues. Everybody that does the college football fantasy stuff, CB, he's a sicko. I admire what you guys do. I just don't have the brain power for it. I don't.
Here's the gift you got last night.
Oh, yeah. Santa came to see me
Your
early?
boy, Kyle Filipowski, had a sad moment outside the green room.
Hey, why is he my boy?
Because you hate him, and you thought he was... You thought he was overselling running with the Bulls, trying to get off the court.
He was. He absolutely was. But I did not see this moment. What did I miss last night?
Well, he was celebrating with his former Duke teammate, with Jared McCain, and who the Sixers took at 16. And instead, he was in the back hallways of the Barclays Center after he was not picked in the first round.
That's always tough, man.
He was on social media. I think he was there with his girlfriend or fiance, I'm not sure. She was trying to, hug it out a little bit. We'll get him tomorrow afternoon. So
we'll get him tomorrow.
We'll swing for the fences on the next one. It says here, Filipowski looked disappointed as the pair embraced in the middle of the hallway, which is right outside the floor of the draft. So that's it. So it was
I
one
always
of those
feel
sad
for those
moments.
guys, right? Because we've seen it in the NFL draft too, right? Where there's a guy that, no matter what position it is, that maybe right on that line, the back end of the first round, the very beginning
walk the line
of the second round. Yes. And then the camera just keeps coming around to you and your people. And when that red light comes on and the world is watching you, like you just have to, I think at that moment, you're like, can the floor just open up and can I fall down to the upside down? Like, I just need to get out of here. That has to be one of the worst feelings ever, is just to feel like, hey,
so
you know what?
I give him a lot of credit, and I'll tell you why. Because here's the deal, and I've told you this before. So in regional television, I call it regional local television, they do, as you know, have Emmy Awards, right? You know very well about that. So now, there's not a great feeling in being nominated for something, going, and not winning. You see it on award shows all the time. Some people who win aren't even there. We accept this award on their behalf.
Give me a Zoom link.
And maybe they do have something that would eclipse going, right? I don't know. But I know part of me and part of other people feel like it is such a tough feeling. And the old, it's just a privilege to be nominated. Yes, but no. And so you want to win that. Yeah. But I've always said this. If you don't go and you win, you have really, really defeated everything about that experience that it should be. Like, if you're so afraid of losing, or not winning is a better way to put it. If you're so afraid of not winning that you don't show up, you're really cheating yourself out of possibly a great moment. So by him going to it and thinking he might get drafted, I do have to applaud him. The feeling bad part, whatever, that's a sliding scale. If you know him, you feel real bad for him. Like Tatum said, they're going to regret passing on Flip or whatever.
He's a Duke guy.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
It's the brotherhood,
right?
Or he's going to back the brotherhood.
So I actually give him a lot of credit. If he was a borderline guy, and I don't even know where he was rated to go. Was he a lock? I mean, obviously he wasn't a lock. He didn't go. Maybe he thought in his mind he was. But if he was borderline and he went with his family, with the fiance, dressed up, did it all, and didn't get picked, I got to tell you, that's a pretty good moment. That's a courageous moment that, yes, it's not a good one.
I was going to say, I don't know if he would label it pretty good moment.
I'm saying it was a courageous moment is what I meant. Like, it's one of those things that you go, you think great thoughts going in, you think it's going to be your night.
You got that fresh suit on.
It's not the Geno Smith where we got to talk you back in.
Maybe Geno's made a nice career out of it, though. He turned around. But here's the other thing. Like, Do you wear the same suit again tonight? Do you think he brought two suits? That's another problem.
You might want to burn that one, and maybe that you feel like that one was
that's
bad
another
luck.
Now I got to go buy a suit in New York today. I got to go buy a whole new suit.
Well, most of these guys get stuff donated. If you wear our stuff, if you wear our watch,
is it tailored and ready to go? He probably only had one tailored and ready to go.
I think he can get something going today.
Here's the other thing, too, because you brought up the award comp there. I think there's a little bit more wiggle room there when you don't win the award because there's maybe, 3 or 4 other people that didn't win it with you. So it's not like you're the standalone pain, I think, is a little different than when the draft room continues to get lighter and lighter and all the families and girlfriends and the homies, everybody's leaving and you just continue to eat hors d'oeuvres all night and drink waters and you're at about, 7 waters on the night and you're going home without Adam Silver calling your name. That's a tough pill to swallow.
All right, so very good point. You're right. If you're the last man standing and you don't get picked, you're right. The nominations, you're right. Yeah, there's more than one loser. Yeah. So there you go. And you know what I always felt about the award stuff that's really weird is that you do want to craft a thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So all these actors and people that go to these award ceremonies, they have to write something. Now, some of them who win go up there and like, you know what? I wasn't expecting this. I had so many people to thank. I'm going to leave people out. I'm sorry if I do. And they just speak from the heart. But a lot of people, they pull out the piece of paper and here we go.
Isn't the best card to play that card, though? The card you just mentioned before, it's like, hey, I wasn't expecting it. I don't have to give a speech. Let me just thank my wife, Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of people that help you along the way. You don't want to, if that's a big moment. But I always felt like, imagine writing that whole thing, writing that 3-minute or whatever, how much time they give you.
Yeah.
Not winning, going home, taking that jacket off, and then reaching in there and seeing that whole thank you speech, how great it is to win.
You know what you do? You put it on your refrigerator, you look at it every day, and you say, we'll get them next year.
Why?
It's always next year, baby.
The dream is free.
Here we go.
The hustle is sold separately. Anthony Rothman. All right, so we got a lot to do today. I do want to get on the Bronny thing because I feel like we got to talk about this today because he's going to get, what are the odds that he gets picked? CB, have you checked this, that he even gets picked today?
I just know his over-under for selection number is 46.5.
I'm going to triple stamp this double stamp. It's happening. Did I say that right? Did I use that right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you'd be proud of me. I didn't know if I used it right or not. Let's talk about it next.
He won't get past.
Let's talk about it next.
All right. We got Adam Kamenetzky, Andy Kamenetsky, who's coming on today. He's the host of Locked On Lakers, so we'll get him at 12:33. We'll power rank some offenses in college football. It's a Gold Jacket Thursday, so at 2:33, San Diego Supercharger Dan Fouts will jump on the program. He's up in Canton doing the residency up there this weekend, so that'll be at 2:33. And up next, Bronny. Will it be family first or what's best for the franchise? We'll talk about it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
When that alarm clock goes off, Morning Juice comes on. The perfect way to dominate your day or just lay around the house. Morning Juice.
Weekdays at 6.
The Fan.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. The crack of a bat, chorus of birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Let the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team keep you in tune with a spring AC checkup.
We're all set.
Schedule a visit today and stay cool all summer long. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is. But the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it, because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Refresh yourself with an any-size frozen drink like a Sprite Lemonade for just $1.79 and paired with a McCrispy and fries. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Fan app is about to become your new best friend. Your one-stop shop for all your favorite fan shows. ESPN Columbus and BetQL. Live or on demand, listen on your schedule. Download the 97.1 The Fan app today. It's free. Do it.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place. And aspiring comedian.
That's fun. What's your best joke?
All right, two windows were hanging out side by side. The first window says, "Sure is a hot day." The other one says, "Ah, a talking window."
That's pretty good, Wilson.
Bet you can't top that one.
Well, at Pella, we don't have the talking windows, but we do have the windows your friends will talk about.
Dang it, that's good.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
It's time that we face the facts when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. It exists to save and heal lives. It's a way to look out for one another, to continue a legacy and give the gift of a fuller future, the gift of life.
But what about the barriers around organ donation?
Cost, age, religion, race, or health status are not factors that can get in the way. All it really takes is one epic yes. Register today to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at donatelifeohio.org.
Every year, Adult Protective Services receives thousands of reports of elder abuse, exploitation, and neglect in Ohio. When a report is received, Adult Protective Services can check in and provide help if needed. If someone you know is showing signs of elder maltreatment, don't hesitate to call 855-OHIO-APS. Let's work together to help every Ohioan age safely.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Look for quite a few clouds out there this morning. The sun comes out this afternoon, high 81. Tonight we get down to 60 under clear skies. On your Friday, you'll look for morning sunshine with increasing clouds by the afternoon with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
This is Rothman and Ice, the #1 rated midday show in Columbus.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
Right, he's his own man, but he's LeBron James' son, so when will he be picked? I mean, I don't know what the odds are on Bet365, if you could even bet it, but 55, double nickel is the spot. That's where the Lakers are. It feels so done.
Like, I would be shocked. Well, actually, let me cool off on that a little bit. I'd be a bit surprised if he's not in the purple and gold next year. It feels like there's been so much momentum behind this. Of course, there could be a team coming in and snipe the Lakers and take this away from them. But I just don't see that happening. I think we're going to have some history here, and we're going to have LeBron and Bronny suiting up together at Crypto.com Arena next year, AR.
And listen, it's fine for them. I don't know if it's great for the Lakers. I really don't know, other than that it solidifies LeBron and not wanting to go somewhere else. And he's towards the end of his career. Everybody knows that. So, I mean, I heard Damian Woody on ESPN talking about it, and he's a Laker fan, and they asked him, and he's like, oh, yeah, whatever makes LeBron happy. Well, really? Like, okay, I get that. He's LeBron. I understand it, but he's not young LeBron. And so I feel like if another team wanted to draft Bronny, kind of like for leverage for LeBron, then like let's see how badly he really wants to play with his son. Like somebody else could draft him and say, okay, like Phoenix, or I got to look and see who's picking in rounds, who would even be on the board. Let's see here.
What's funny is the Celtics are right in front of them at 54.
That would be hilarious. The two rivals.
But no one's taking him just to keep him away from the Lakers. They'd be taking him in hopes of luring LeBron.
Well, and also that Bronny would turn into a good player for you eventually.
Correct.
As well.
I don't want to sell him completely short.
That should be the headliner in all this, even though we know it's not going to be. And it sounds like, based off of some of the reporting, that Bron's not hell-bent on playing with his son. And if the board falls the way I think it will tonight, and that's Bronny sliding to 55, he's gonna have that come to fruition. Like I think, when you bring up Damian Woody's point there about making LeBron happy, we see that all the time in sports, in every sport. Look at what just happened with the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson is the star player for them now, and he's been having his way with his request of bringing all my Villanova buddies over to the Garden. I mean, they're the Nova Knicks. Last year it was Dante DiVincenzo. The other day now it's Mikal Bridges, especially in the NBA. These guys have so much say and so much power based off of the money and the roster sizes that they make a lot of things go. In the NFL, last all season, we saw the same thing in the same city. Aaron Rodgers, he comes to the Jets. Here comes Randall Cobb. Here comes Alan Lazard. Nathaniel Hackett's the offensive coordinator. This is just how sports work. So I think it could be a two-part thing here. Yes, the players have a ton of power. And for the Lakers, you already spent your 17th pick on a player that you believe is going to help you right away. And if you get Bronny, hopefully down the line, he can turn into something. He was up against it last year at USC with a serious health scare. So the basketball stuff, I'm sure, was a little funky for him. But the front office, I'm sure, too, AR is looking at this as a bit of a win as well. Because, yes, you're the Lakers, and you're already going to have a whole bunch of nationally televised games and all of those things. But when it comes to putting butts in the stands and also selling jerseys and those things that we know owners care about, that's going to be a big ticket for them to cash in on as well if you're Genie Bus and ownership out there in La La Land.
So, maybe in basketball, like you say, and it's a good point, maybe in basketball it actually is okay to do it because of the chemistry that you have in hoops, 5 guys. It's not like having a football team where you have to draft guys from the same university because they played together. Yeah, quarterback, receiver, we've seen the connection with Burrow and Chase, and we understand that. But at the same time, I've seen these weapons get traded away from quarterbacks you would never think would happen. When Jordy Nelson got traded or Jimmy Graham got traded, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, didn't they even run this by some of these legendary quarterbacks? And then the story would come out like, no, they didn't. They didn't care. They just did what was best for the football team. The LeBron situation. The other scenario I would ask you is this, which is, what if I drafted Bronny, and CB brought something up with the Celtics? Forget about playing him or luring LeBron for a second. Mm-hmm. What if you know that the Lakers really want him that badly for all the reasons we've talked about? You pick him just to trade him back to them for more leverage.
I don't know when and how that would. I don't know how that necessarily would work, or when you can pull that off. But I just think, especially, I'll talk about the angle of maybe trying to lure LeBron. If you're a team like the Celtics, and in your mind, hey, if we take Bronny, like maybe we could get LeBron, because LeBron does have a decision he's got to make, I believe, by tomorrow or Saturday with his contract, or whether or not he's going to opt into free agency or opt into his contract or opt out to hit free agency.
He's supposed to opt out, right? So we can at least make a choice on whether to.
We'll see what he can do, but I think AR, you better hope you got $45 to $50 million in cap space you can throw at LeBron too. That's the other part of that. And the Celtics are a team that they're not going to have that. They're not. Their mindset, we don't need LeBron. We just won the chip. We got this core that's coming back, and we could probably win another one next year if everybody's healthy. So I think it's one of those things, and this is just me guessing. I don't know anything, but I feel like everybody around the league has an understanding of kind of what needs to happen. And, of course, there may be a disgruntled GM that doesn't like Rob Pelinka or doesn't like Jeannie Buss, that doesn't care about the story and the feel-good story of these guys playing together, the father and son duo. But to me, it just screamed. It just feels like that's where we're headed tonight.
Well, he slipped out of the first round, and there was a chance that he might have been taken in the first round, and somebody could kind of snake him from the Lakers. That didn't happen, so he's probably going to get drafted where he is supposed to get drafted. And I agree with you. Part of me believes it's the Lakers or nobody. I almost feel like we're in that spot. He waved off every workout, right, except for the Lakers and the Suns.
In Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah, so any other team that would even think about taking him when he said, I'm not coming to your workout, I'm not doing that, would be so odd. So the only scenario I see is the one you see as well, which is the Lakers at 55. Unless some team has a really good feeling that LeBron wants out of L.A., there's some back channel stuff going on somewhere. Here's what'll happen. You'll opt out. We'll sign you. We'll draft your kid, and away we go. And that would be fun, I think, for all of us to watch that happen because as it stands right now, Bronny James won't have to move out of the house. Like he's going to be drafted.
Don't you want to though?
He probably will, but I've not been to the house. The house might be unbelievable.
Oh, it definitely is unbelievable. The house is
maybe
crazy.
I just hang out a little bit.
Yeah, I think you come over on the weekends. But if you're Bronny, you want your own privacy. You want some people to come through.
Doesn't have a wing of that house that.
Yeah, you can have wings of your own house. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen the houses on Selling Sunset. You get you one of those. Young Bronny James had the homies come through. Fill up the fridge with White Claws, because you know what I say about those White Claws. It ain't no laws when you want them claws. Like, that's what I would be doing if I were Bronny James. And I just want to zoom out from Bronny. I think the fact that this is even possible speaks to LeBron and his greatness and his ability or his willpower to take care of his body, right? He's 40 years old.
Yeah.
Like, this has never been done before, ever. And the fact that this is even a realistic possibility that we're going to have a father and a son hit the floor at the same time in the NBA, I think speaks to LeBron as well. And just everything he's invested in staying in shape and doing those things that it takes to be a professional athlete. So got to give some credit to him as well. Both Bronny for reaching this goal in his career of getting to the NBA, but also his pops too, staying in the NBA, and not just staying in the NBA, but still playing at an all-NBA type of level.
That's it. It's that. He's not just hanging on to make it a ceremonial thing. He's hanging on, and he's still
good. Still really good.
So this will be fun to watch tonight. All right, we'll get Andy Kamenetzky's view on it, host of Locked On Lakers, and see if it is the lock of the second round. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns, and here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh no, this storm really did a number on my roof.
You need to get that fixed before it gets worse.
I know, but finding a good roofing company is like finding a needle in a haystack.
Actually, there's only one good roofing company you need to know. Nitro Roofing, family owned, specializing in residential roofing, and they finish the job quickly without cutting corners.
Wow, sounds like they're the real deal.
Absolutely. Call Nitro Roofing today. Use code TheFan10 for 10% off. Call 614-714-5693 or visit nitroroofing.com.
Want to See some football players try to play softball? Join us for Schmidt's Cardale Jones charity softball game.
Why picnic when you can Schmidtnick? And presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. The Fan.
Now at White Castle, you can get 12 chicken rings for just $3.99. Tender on the inside, crispy on the outside. Choose from classic, Hidden Valley Ranch, or new smoky barbecue. White Castle. Follow your crave. Limited time only at participating castles. Tax not included.
New 2024. Up to 72 months Aria. N7824.
Reichert Nissan has an announcement to make. 0% financing is now available for up to 72 months. Take a Reichert Nissan Aria home today and pay 0% for 72 months. But these low interest rates won't last long. Lock in your 0% financing at Reichert Nissan. Visit the Reichert Mega Mall off 270 and 33 or shop thousands of new and certified used at ReichertNissan.com.
Get the right car at Reichert.
We're dealing.
With approved credit. Residency restrictions apply. Offers cannot be combined. Dealer contribution affects consumer cost.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
This show's sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. We blinked and 2024 is already halfway over. Pretty incredible. What's something that you've done this year you're proud of? Keep up the good work with a moment every week to hit pause, set intentions, and reset in therapy. BetterHelp offers affordable online therapy on a flexible schedule. Take a moment with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/Carlin today to get 10% off your first month.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fascinating, informative, covered in dog slobber. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, you got to give Bronny some credit, you know. Only draft me if you think I'm good enough, right? Not because of my dad. And they've tried to distance this thing, the two of them, that it's his life, he's his own guy, go earn it, and all that. Now, if it happens, great. Then it's unprecedented stuff. And Andy Kamenetsky is with us, host of Locked On Lakers. He's with us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Andy, welcome to the program. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Where do you stand? Let me start with this. If he only worked out for the Lakers and the Suns, how surprised would you be if he went anywhere other than the Lakers at 55? If someone steps up before that?
I wouldn't be shocked necessarily, just because there has been a growing consensus that he could be a worthwhile prospect. And, you know, Rich Paul has talked openly about some of the teams that he has relationships with. And, you know, that, for example, he knows Nico Harrison well in Dallas, or that he knows Masai Ujiri well over in Toronto. That being said, when you've only worked out for two teams and only 50% of them essentially have a pick to select you, it feels like Bronny heading to the Lakers is the most likely outcome. Were I to put money down on it, that's the one I would make a bet with.
Okay. Well, let's go back to last night before we continue to look ahead a little bit for the purple and gold. It seems like there's a lot of people on board with their 17th overall pick in Dalton Knecht. I mean, we talked about him a lot on the program last year, watched him play some big-time minutes for Tennessee. Your thoughts on that pick and maybe what JJ Redick can do with him?
I mean, it's funny because in a lot of ways it feels like the Lakers drafted a more athletic version of JJ Redick, like in terms of Knecht's ability to not just shoot, but remain in motion for an entire game, running off screens, pin downs, like all sorts of different ways that he can be used as, I think, a more versatile version of JJ Redick, a more athletic version of JJ Redick, you know, more of a three-level scorer. You know, he's somebody that can get to the rim. He's got a good vertical. Like it's funny, when I was setting up on the draft prospects and then some of the players linked to the Lakers. Full disclosure, I don't watch a ton of college basketball, so I was really trying to get myself best prepared with the guys that I thought would most likely end up with the Lakers. Zach Edey, Tristan De Silva, guys like that. I did not even bother learning about Dalton Knecht because every single mock draft had him somewhere to high to late lottery. So he didn't seem at all like somebody that there was even a prayer would fall to the Lakers. The impression I get is they were just as surprised by this. I don't think he necessarily fits the most pressing needs for the Lakers. I think they need more of a small/power forward type player, that sort of 3-4 size, who has versatility defending those type of positions, or a big man that can legitimately step on the floor now, either with Anthony Davis or spelling some of those minutes, taking on some of those physicality matchups. But Dalton Knecht, by all accounts, was the most talented player available to them at 17. And most teams will go for the talent. And that seems like what the Lakers did. And I have to imagine they're quite thrilled with this.
Let me ask you this. Is there some sort of reaction out there that essentially they drafted JJ Redick? Basically, they drafted another his clone, basically.
Well, I will say this. I mentioned that earlier. I am not familiar enough with Dalton Knecht to have come up with that all by myself. It's definitely been permeating. And, Rob Pelinka said, talking with the media after the pick, that JJ Redick immediately started drawing up plays on a whiteboard, different ways that they can use Knecht, get him open, run him off screens, things like that. It does feel like, in a lot of ways, JJ Redick is entering the league as a first-time head coach, getting to essentially tinker with himself as a player. It's pretty surreal, but it should be. He's an interesting pick for them. I mean, he's a very exciting pick for them. I don't think he addresses necessarily the most pressing needs as far as trying to build out the roster, but I totally understand why they took him.
Let's talk about LeBron and what's next for him. Can you walk us through his contract decision that he has to make and what you think he will end up doing here?
He either can opt into the remaining year of his contract, essentially just exercise his player option, or he could opt out, sign a new contract. I believe he can opt in and extend as well, or he could opt out and walk away. That is the scenario I think is least likely. As far as the money ramification is what allows him the best financial setup versus the setup that can allow him a theoretical no trade clause, which I don't think the Lakers would care about because they're never going to trade LeBron against his wishes anyway. So if I'm them, if he wants a no trade clause, whatever, fine, great, you can have it. We're not going to do that anyway. I would be very surprised if LeBron was not in some way, shape, or form back on the Lakers, just because Rich Paul, for example, shot down publicly that rumor that he would sign with Phoenix for a veteran's minimum, creating a big four over there. Rich Paul said he's not doing that. So the money's going to matter, and that's LeBron's right. He's earned that ability to dictate his salary. And also, too, I think he cares about precedent and not setting a precedent where stars of his stature take far, far below market value. There aren't really many places he can go to get a salary comparable to what the Lakers can offer. And then even the teams that he could, I would be surprised if he wanted to go to the East Coast, to Philadelphia, for example. The Sixers could sign him outright, but that's a long way to be from his family that I would be surprised if they were uprooted. I think he likes being a Laker. I think he likes being in Los Angeles. Is the setup perfect? No. I mean, the roster is not perfect. I would be surprised if the Lakers can make moves this offseason that put them in front-runner contention. But there's going to be no perfect situation out there, and I think he genuinely likes being here. So I would be very surprised if he ended up anywhere else when the dust settles.
All right, good stuff, man. We'll be looking forward to it today. Thanks for jumping on, Andy. Appreciate you, and we'll talk again soon, hopefully. Thanks. Andy Kamenetsky, the host of Locked On Lakers. Yeah, it's the Redick situation is interesting because we know the narrative around him is the lack of experience, yet he is so tight with these guys, and he knows LeBron really well, and Hachimura and Davis, and he just maybe he can overcome that lack of coaching experience with his genuine just feel for the game and people and coaching, having been one. So I don't know where this is going. It doesn't seem like certainly he's not going to win a title with LeBron. You wouldn't think so. Or maybe he can challenge for one again. But
yeah, I mean, they knocked on the door a little bit a couple years ago in the Western Conference Finals, right, against the Nuggets. But as we talked about, a few days ago, Western Conference is crazy good right now, and there's a lot of young teams that are really good right now. So unless they get another big star in there or find a way to get an elite role player, they're going to be up against it. I think they have a chance to be good when you have LeBron and AD. But with the rookie head coach, it's a bit of an unknown. And I think for JJ, what could work in his favor might be his age and his ability to connect maybe with younger guys. You see what I did there?
That's right.
Dalton connected.
That's right.
I figured that. Throw that in
well
there.
Done.
But honestly, I think that could be a nice little thing for him. The inexperience is going to show itself in certain spots throughout the year. But when you have a leader in LeBron and a leader in AD, and we'll see how he rounds out his coaching staff too, I think that's going to be important to have some veteran guys on the coaching staff that have been there and done that. It's going to be an interesting project. Look, the Lakers always have eyeballs on them, and that's going to be ramped up times 10, maybe after tonight, with JJ Redick as your head coach and Bronny James rolling around with his dad going from city to city. So, yeah, it'll be fascinating, but I think you bring up a good point that it seems like the chemistry is there between a couple of the most important pieces, and that AD, LeBron seem to be JJ guys, but that's all. Listen, we're in the bottom of June here. When we get in the thick of things in December and January, maybe things aren't going so well, and you go through a couple weeks and you rack up maybe 3 out of 5 losses or whatever it be. How will that relationship show itself then? But it's definitely going to be a wild ride for them, and as more times than not with the Lakers, it's always something interesting going on, and here we are again.
Yeah, and it sets up pretty well for them if Bronny turns out to be a good pro. If it doesn't, then clearly it's a wasted pick, but that's the gamble of the draft. He may be a bigger gamble than most from everything we've seen and read. But
it's the 55th pick in the draft, and if it doesn't work, everybody down there is a project anyway. So if it doesn't hit, at least they didn't. I think everybody would be crushing him if they took him at 17. Then I'd be on board. Like, what the heck are we doing?
Rich Paul was crushing him for not picking him 17.
Oh, no, Rich is good. He's like, you know what? I'm going home to Adele. I'll be all right. But I think when you draft a guy in the second round of the NBA draft, especially at 55, like he's going to be a project. So you just fingers crossed that maybe 2 years from now, Bronny, or a year from now, Bronny can get out there on the floor and help you. And if it takes longer than that, the kid, what is he, 19 or whatever?
That's right. 19 and 7 months.
You got plenty of runway left, and hopefully he'll turn out to be something.
Knecht is like 23 or 24.
He's a right-now player. Yeah. And when you have LeBron and AD and championship aspirations, that's what you want, are guys that can get on the floor right away. So, no, I thought you brought up a good point. Like, Dalton and JJ has to see some of himself in Dalton, and I think that's, if I'm Dalton Knecht, I'm loving that.
You know the old phrase of, what advice would you give your younger self? Yeah. Like JJ Redick is going to coach his younger self.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll come back. We'll switch gears. We'll power rank some offenses in college football. Where is Ohio State? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Can I tase Common Man in the nuts? Fine by us, but he may like it. Common Man and Tebow.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
It's time that we face the facts when it comes to organ, eye, and tissue donation. It exists to save and heal lives. It's a way to look out for one another, to continue a legacy and give the gift of a fuller future, the gift of life.
But what about the barriers around organ donation?
Cost, age, religion, race, or health status are not factors that can get in the way. All it really takes is one epic yes. Register today to become an organ, eye, and tissue donor at DonateLifeOhio.org.
Listen up, gamers. Mountain Dew has always been your go-to for a refreshing citrus kick. Now it's also your go-to for gaming rewards. With Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards, you just look for codes under the caps of specially marked 20-ounce bottles of Mountain Dew. Enter those codes online to bank points, and then redeem them for awesome gaming gear. Everything from gift cards, game copies, controllers, consoles, custom Mountain Dew gaming gear, and more. Join Mountain Dew Gaming Rewards now.
Open to legal U.S. residents 18+. Subject to program terms at mountaindewgaming.com. Ends 1525. Voter prohibited.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. I need you to listen up real quick. One of the largest manufacturers in the United States for CPAP machines recently announced they're suspending sales of all their breathing machines over problems with the devices. Millions of Philips Respironic ventilators and CPAP machines are being recalled now that they've reached a plea agreement with the FDA. That all doesn't sound good. And maybe you're thinking, yeah, that's why I'm not going to deal with my sleep apnea, because I don't want to have a bulky CPAP. Well, this is where you need to call my guy, Dr. Mark Levy. Dr. Mark Levy has dedicated his practice to helping people who suffer from sleep apnea, and he can create a custom mouthpiece for you that stops your snoring and effectively treats your sleep apnea with no CPAP machine. Yeah, he's in network with most major medical insurers and is a Medicare provider too. This is Dr. Mark Levy's passion. He's been doing this a long time. He wants to help you with your sleep apnea and also make it so your partner doesn't want to murder you dead because you snore so much. So do what I did. Call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or book an appointment online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
If you're obsessed with fantasy sports and gambling things, we have the slightly above average radio show for you. On the Money with Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas.
Presented by the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
Sunday morning at 9 on The Fan.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Ohio Basement Authority. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
The light is fading, your hands are sore, and the last tool has been put away. Now is the time to feel the satisfaction that comes with a job well done. But when you get your tools from Harbor Freight, something about the job feels a little different. Your wallet. Because we believe that everyone deserves hardworking tools at hardworking prices. And that's what we have here. So, whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
How badly do I want the Boston Celtics to take Bronny at 54? It would make, first of all, if I was them, I'd start spreading the rumor we're going to do it. And then at least force the Lakers to trade up somewhere to get Bronny and not wait to 55. Like, that's what this game is about. Forcing your opposition to do something they may not want to do. And then if you draft him at 54 and then you trade him back to the Lakers, okay, now we get to find out how much is he worth to you. Now, they might say, we were going to take him at 55 and that's it, and away you go. But if they're so worried about not ticking off LeBron, then they may have to leave 55 to go up and make sure they get him. And if I was any other team in the league, I'd make sure that they knew they had to do that.
So you'd be a little petty is what you're telling me.
Just I think it's the way the game is played. I mean, the Celtics are in a great spot. They just won the NBA championship. I mean, I don't know how many pressing needs they really have. Like we talked about, their core is young, and they don't have any massive looming problems. So now that gives them the luxury of also taking an upside player too. They don't have to take Bronny, and they can just let it go and find someone, versatile who can guard and this and that and the other. But how fun would that be?
It would define the definition of a rivalry.
Bring it back.
If that absolutely happened. I mean, they just passed the Lakers, their 18th championship. So now they're one up on them, which they're super proud of and should be. But yeah, I'm always here for a little pettiness. I just, it's something that definitely is hovering over the situation a bit. Not just any old team taking him, but your absolute hated rival taking him as well. But all the reports are saying that LeBron he's not pressed about it. Like that's been kind of put to bed. I know that was out there a few months ago, but all the big time reporters are reporting that it's not the end all be all for him. He's just happy that his kid's going to be in the league somewhere. I mean, it's not like he's never going to see him again.
I'm sure he is happy, but there's part of him that wants to make this happen. It feels like all of it is lined up for it to happen.
Well, I think if he was really forcing the issue, they would have took him at 17. Then that would have screamed, LeBron is absolutely in the ear of Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka to bring my son in.
Yeah. All right. We'll be watching.
Yeah, I'll be locked in. He said this thing starts in about 3 hours.
It starts at 4 o'clock, and they're not picking till 55. So
the clock's got to be a little quicker today, right? Like they do in the NFL. I like when they do that. Like,
how long was it last night?
Get on with it. I think it was 5 minutes. I think
5 minutes separation. I don't know.
GM Rothman wants to use every second of the clock.
That's right. That's right, baby. Use it all.
For what?
To second guess yourself forever.
Oh, you like me doing fantasy? Oh,
Absolutely.
My God. When the clock starts running in fantasy and there's like
that's
two guys
the sound we need. That's the sound we need. Not the draft the pick is in. It's that Yahoo or whatever where they goes dink, dink, dink.
That's not.
That's the final 10 seconds.
It's just wrong.
And it's panic time.
It really
Who's
is.
in my oh, no. I think that happened to you this year. Did you get auto pick this year?
No, it wouldn't be.
Maybe it got close and maybe you had an auto pick.
No auto picks over here. I put in too much work to do auto picks. What do you mean?
Just checking.
Putting in work to not win a championship is what I'm doing.
That's what it's about, Matty. Keep swinging, baby. So this is EA Sports' idea of who has the best offense in the country.
They're rolling out everything. What we talked yesterday about the craziest home atmospheres according to EA Sports, and they had Ohio State at 4, which I know for a lot of people is debatable because I've talked to some people that have gone over there, and it depends on the opponent and all of that. But there have been some people that have come into the shoe and said, you know what? The atmosphere's pretty good, but it's not cracking like some other environments that I've been to. I've got that feedback every once in a while. But I think if you go in there on the right day, 100,000+ people, that's going to shake the city of Columbus every now and then.
Just listen, if you're a perennial program that's putting out talent, that's winning a bunch of games, and we know Ohio State does that, then it usually goes hand in hand. Now, where it can swap on you a little bit is when you're as good as Ohio State, and we've heard this accusation too, and it's not absolutely wrong, that the fans only become rabid when they're forced to become rabid. Now, in Michigan, for sure. Michigan comes into town, you get that for 4 quarters. But I was at that Oregon game that they lost. And I got to tell you, it only seemed to matter when it seemed to matter. And then it was too late. It felt a little bit of, and I'm not saying everyone was sitting on their hands. It was more of a, give us something to cheer about and we'll go nuts.
Rather than getting the guys going.
Correct. When you're that good, sometimes it feels like chicken and the egg. You don't have to get them going.
Yeah, I got that call too.
Yeah.
I think this is a little WBNS alert. Are we all getting that at the same time? Yeah, I heard your phone vibrate. My Apple Watch somewhere and I just in Virginia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we're getting a call. Yeah,
that's great.
This is a test of the WBNS.
Well, our power did go out yesterday in the middle of or at the top of was it 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, it was right at top of the 2 o'clock hour.
Okay,
and our boss Fish back there said we were off the air for a minute.
Yeah, it didn't sound that long, and I'm thinking, that's a good compliment for the show. 60 seconds of dead air didn't seem any worse than when you're on for 60 seconds.
Oh, man, yeah, it's pretty wild.
Actually, it was a nice break, guys. Thanks a lot.
It could be a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse for some people. They probably wanted a few more minutes. Maybe some of the people that don't like tapping it. Hey, Ohio State's coming in at 5 right now. According
Best
to
offenses in the country.
They hit Ohio State with an 89 overall. Georgia's at 94, Oregon at 94, Alabama at 91. Them Horns down in Austin, Texas are at 91, and they got the old Buckeyes at 89.
I got a question for you, and maybe I didn't hear you correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Is Oregon there?
Yeah, man, they're second. They got
they're 2.
They got a 94 grade right now. Dylan Gabriel.
They got a chance to be scary good like Ohio State does offensively. Let's put it this way. Oregon last fall, they were 530 yards a game, I think.
Bo Nix was an absolute force. Yeah. Troy Franklin and the run game
was with
as well.
Correct.
Bucky Irvin and Coach Lachlan getting those running backs together. He's now here in Columbus. Yeah,
now it's Dylan.
Now it's Dylan. Experienced guy. You pair him with Dan Lanning, and we shall see what it looks like. But Ohio State in the top 5, no surprise at all there. I think, if there were more confidence from some people doing the gradings and stuff like this at the quarterback position, they'd be drafted a little bit higher. But for Ohio State, it's a bit of a question mark as far as what type of play they're going to get week in and week out, at the QB1 spot.
Yeah, you can't put unstoppable next to them yet. We just don't know if Will Howard's going to be as good as advertised. I feel like from a leadership standpoint, from an instinct standpoint, from an athletic standpoint, running the football, from a gamer standpoint, from saying, hey, we need 2 yards on third down. I can do it. Doesn't always have to be Quinshon or Travion or throwing the football. Now he's in with Chip Kelly, so he's got to get updated on that scheme. And I feel like they're probably properly rated.
Yeah, it feels right, man. It feels like Will's going to give him a safe floor.
All right, when we come back, and we'll do a lot more Buckeyes, but at top of the hour, we'll get into the AFC North and some bold predictions. You'll hear them next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
When it comes to your roof, there's really one team to call: Newman Roofing. From the first call to the final nail, our team of professionals will be there every step of the way, answering any questions you have throughout the entire process. So give Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com.
Big things are happening on the east side.
We're ready to deal. Come negotiate during May's Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda. Lower payments, better financing, more value for any trade. Shop lindsayhonda.com and see new Hondas with thousands in savings, plus many other deals. We'll work hard to get you a payment you can afford. Now, during May Dealin' Days at Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. See Lindsay Honda.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Sorry, but we actually have a wait list for our Monstera.
Shaw's greenhouse is really bringing in the green.
We can't keep snake plants in stock.
She needs a construction manager to build on her roots and grow.
We could add a whole section for ferns, and here we'd have dahlias, dahlias, and more dahlias.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Raising Cane's iced tea is the official iced tea of me, iced tea. Now, I've heard some people don't order iced tea with their box combos. I've also heard some people spontaneously combust. Sip on that for a while. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Around here at Wrangler, we are all excited for spring. The longer days, the warmer nights. When you've got your pick of shorts and jeans, either works just fine. Because comfort keeps us going. So grab your family, your friends, and your Wrangler layers for some fresh air adventures together. Blue skies, open roads. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
You're gonna feel a puff of air.
Jung's Optometry has set their sights on staffing up.
Try the next line. Hey, Kim, can you tell our 2 o'clock we're running 15 behind? Sorry, we're a bit backed up today.
He needs an optometric technician to keep an eye on it all.
Where are the dilation drops?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. The Guardians lost last night, snapping their 7-game winning streak. They fell to Baltimore. Final score was 4-2. Cleveland's off today to Kansas City to start a weekend set with the Royals. First pitch 8:10. Ben Lively will start for the Guardians. The Reds dropped their finale to Pittsburgh yesterday 6-1. David Bell says he still has confidence in what is now a last-place Reds team.
We have a lot to be grateful for, a lot to be positive about. We'll continue to focus on that, and the areas that we need to improve on, we'll continue to work on that. But I'll take this group for sure, and like I said, we got a long way to go.
Reds in St. Louis tonight. Andrew Abbott starts. Today's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Listen, learn, lay the points. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, second hour of the program. A little fill in the blank this hour. Little Buckeye Bulletin coming your way. And I did inform you that NBC will use an artificial clone of Al Michaels' voice to narrate their daily recaps of the Summer Olympics.
Yeah, we're going to be out of jobs soon, AR. This is getting crazy.
Al Michaels' response to it, it was not only close, it was almost 2% off perfect.
Why can't he do it?
Good question. You're paying him enough.
Like, what is he doing?
Right. Why can't we do it live?
Come on, Uncle Al. Get on over there to Paris. Get you some nice food over there, Enjoy the scenery.
It's a great question you ask.
The heck's he doing? Maybe he's got something going on. I don't know.
Listen.
There's got to be some reason, right? Legitimate reason. I don't know.
When NBC approached him with an idea to recreate his voice using AI for its coverage of the Olympics, Michaels did have a few reservations. I mean, his voice, after all, is his livelihood, his legacy, right? And everything. What would it sound like? I don't want it to sound clownish or stupid, right? Or maybe even worse, people actually think it's me. Like, what's wrong with him today? Sean McDonough got that treatment during the Stanley Cup final. He was sick, I think, for the first part of it. And people were like, where's the energy? Where's the...
Like, I'm off NyQuil.
Where's Doc Emery?
I drank 3 shots of NyQuil before I came on the air. What do you want from me?
By the way, NyQuil is very underrated as far as, like, when you get to kind of the last line of defense at night, you're not feeling good, and you're like, I got it. I mean, that is a pretty good, just even keel way outside of a mallet to the head to get yourself to go to sleep.
Get you some of that scissor. That'll put you down,
bad.
too. Some NyQuil, maybe a Xanax. That'll really take care of you.
Just chase your Xanax with some NyQuil. He was very skeptical until he heard it for himself, Matty. Frankly, it was astounding.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Technology is just completely out of control now in every realm of life. I saw Jeff Passan. He's an ESPN Major League Baseball insider and reporter. He put out a video yesterday. Like, these guys down in the cages underneath the dugout, there's like a live simulation of every pitcher in the league. So you can go down there, type in Emmanuel Clase.
Who you're facing today.
And exactly what he throws, how he throws it is going to come out of the tunnel. So you can, if you're, let's say, in the 8th inning and Clase is warming up and you're the White Sox or whatever, and I'm facing Clase, you can go down there between innings, type in Clase, and get some live reps off of him before you come out and do the live thing. Technology is crazy, man.
Every MLB team has access to this.
I don't know if everyone has one, but I'm going to assume at some point in time, if they don't, that's going to happen.
Almost feels like a little bit of cheating there, a little bit of a loophole if you've created something that...
I
was looking for that edge.
No doubt
so
about
what you're
it.
saying is that... So explain this to me. You haven't seen it, but...
He tweeted out a video...
the ball fires out of the machine.
It's
with the same release point and the same curve,
the same
speed,
spin rate, the
speed,
everything. AR, isn't that crazy?
Man,
here's the video right here.
Bullpen pitchers, catchers.
That's Garrett Cole, right there.
Oh, so it's a computerized thing and it's coming right out of his hand.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
The tweet says there is a machine that can replicate every pitch thrown in Major League Baseball down to the mile per H and RPM, and hitters can use it in batting cages during games.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. We're going to be out of jobs in a couple years. They're just going to hire some AI voices to come in here and talk.
I mean, how many times have you been catfished, you said? A lot. You said...
I've never been catfished before. I've never been catfished before, and that show's still hanging on.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's still hanging on. That's got to be one of the worst feelings. But some of these guys and gals, like, I don't know how you're getting tricked.
I think they're signing up for that show on both ends. They know...
That
right?
It's some BS.
I just think they're both getting paid. It's all for TV, and then they bring that person to that person's house, right? And they confront them, right?
They come to the front door. Some of the people don't even want to open the door.
Yeah. All right, well, maybe it is real then. Listen, Michaels is almost 80. So to answer your question, maybe originally, why isn't he doing all of this? Maybe it's just a little too much. He'll do the live stuff, and then we can recreate him, as a clone, and then, he's got to be a little fascinated that it's a way for him kind of to be immortalized a little bit.
Oh, it's also probably like, man, I'm making all this money and I don't got to do that much work anymore.
I'm just
living too.
Yeah.
It's good living too. You excited for the Olympics? Any type of excitement at all?
Not yet.
Yeah.
I need to get a little more hyped up for it.
What I
don't know.
What event?
No clue.
No, I'm just kind of like, what do you think you're going to get excited about? Swimming, archery, basketball, golf. What else is going on?
Power walking?
Nothing yet.
Please tell me that's not a thing.
I think it was last Olympics.
Okay.
Chops entering. Apparently can walk a mile in 12 minutes.
He's fit now.
I know he is, but he still hasn't taken me up on my deal.
I think he did the math, and the math wasn't math in his head. And
That's right.
Like, you know what?
That's exactly what
I don't need to make this bet with all AR.
He said, I got long strides. And I can do this. I can walk a mile in 12 minutes. I said, as long as you can't break into a jog, you can walk as fast as humanly possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you could do it.
It's not humanly possible. Could Victor Wembanyama do it with his strides?
I think it is humanly possible, just not by him.
I'd pick Victor Wembanyama to do it. With his strides and his athleticism, he's covering ground. He may get you on the bet.
He could probably do it. Yeah, he could do it.
Yeah.
Because it's the ground and the speed, right?
Yeah.
You got to be probably walking at least 5 miles an hour, which I don't think is. It's certainly possible.
So if you're not walking fast, then you got to cover ground.
That's right. Yeah. And maybe a little bit of both. All right. So bold predictions for the AFC North.
Yeah, these are coming from SI. Yeah. Sports Illustrated put these together, and we'll focus on the AFC North since that's our division that we rock out with the most. You want to start with the Bengals? I don't think this was going to surprise you. But over at SI, their bold prediction is that Joe Shiesty, a.k.a. Joe Burrow, will win the MVP award in 2024. How's that land with you?
Why not? I mean, why would I have any argument with that? I mean, there are other people that certainly could do it. He's back. He's healthy, presumably. If he stays that way, he's got to be. He could be a 4,500-yard. He could be a 5,000-yard passer. I don't know. And so it's one of those things that I think who else would be? Okay, you have Lamar. We have to go through the quarterbacks.
I'll tell you right now. He's got the third best odds to win the MVP over at Bet365.
The North?
No, I'm just saying of all the quarterbacks.
Oh, okay.
He's tied with Lamar. C.J. Stroud, Joe Burrow are tied for third. 10-1 to win the MVP next year. Not going to be a surprise to anyone. We got some sound
real quickly.
Yeah.
We're not just talking about being like the pseudo MVP of the division. You're talking about the bold prediction they made is he'll win the MVP of the league.
Yes.
Okay.
MVP of the league. One guy very high on the Bengal offense this year is a guy we talked to at the Super Bowl, and that's Brian Baldinger.
The Bengals were 9-8 last year, finished with the winning record in the toughest division in football. But they were 1-5 in their division. They need a healthy Joe Burrow. In comes Trent Brown. In comes Amarius Mims. You knew I was going offensive line here. Defenders are going to have a hard time finding Joe Burrow behind that Maginot line that they're building up front. And if you give Joe Burrow time, whether T. Higgins is in the lineup, he's going to find the open receiver. Remember last year the famous line from Jamar Chase when he said, "I'm open, I'm always bleeping open." And with Joe Burrow, he's always bleeping open. So they're going to find the open receiver. If this offensive line can come together and they give Joe Burrow protection, look out AFC North. They're back. They're all the way back because he's just that good and he's just that accurate. And so I'm glad he's enjoying Fashion Week right now because this thing is going to heat up pretty soon.
Can't really disagree with anything the man said, and that we got to give NFL Network credit for that sound. Love Brian Baldinger, great job covering the NFL. But yeah, what we heard from him is what we've all seen with our own eyes, and is that if number 9's out there, the Bengal offense is going to be one of the elites around the sport, and he is going to be in the mix for MVP conversation.
So the good news is that, and I don't know if this is good or bad because it's, Lamar won it last year.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back-to-back in the MVP is not easy. It's been done a couple times. It's been done a couple times by quarterbacks. Peyton Manning did it, and Aaron Rodgers did it.
Yep.
So it certainly could happen, but it's not just this common thing all the time. I would say it's got to go to a quarterback. I can't think of anyone right now that would win MVP that's a non-quarterback. Adrian Peterson did it one year.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
LaDainian Tomlinson, but I got to go back in time.
It's a quarterback award. It's absolutely a quarterback award. You want to hear the Browns' bold prediction?
Yes.
They've got Deshaun Watson will throw for 32 touchdowns and run for another 10, which would be by far his best career year in the NFL. Had a really good year in 2020 where he did throw for 33 touchdowns, but he only ran for 3 rushing touchdowns. So I think CB would be jumping for joy, doing the worm in the Muni lot if Deshaun Watson was playing at that level.
Give me the yards again. Exactly.
They didn't predict yards. It's just 32 touchdowns through the air and another 10 on the ground.
All right, so you said in 2020 he was 33 touchdowns for Houston. So that would be equal almost to his best year in Houston. But you said only the 3 rushing touchdowns that year.
Yes.
The rushing touchdowns don't really – the touchdowns rushing don't – I'm okay with that. I'm not even going to – because whatever his average yards per rush, I think that would be something to look at. But the 33 touchdowns, if he has – because he only had 7 picks that year in Houston. So if he goes 32 and 10 or whatever, like that's
10's a ton of rushing touchdowns for.
No, I meant 10 picks.
No, I hear you. I'm just saying, like, I think that's where they lose me just a little bit is 10 rushing touchdowns. And I know these are bold predictions.
He had 7 and 19.
I just don't know if you're Kevin Stefanski and you want to put him in harm's way, down in the red zone after he's just now coming off a shoulder injury.
These would be dance-in touchdowns. These would be more play-action, bootleg. These would be like some sort of...
And maybe ripping off a couple long ones, right, where he just
QB
runs away
draw.
from people. Yeah, some of that stuff. I feel better about the potential of the passing touchdowns than I do the rushing touchdowns in this bold prediction.
I'm with you on that. Absolutely.
You want to do a couple other ones in the next segment?
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll do the Steelers and the Ravens in the next segment.
All right, we'll bring you those bold predictions next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Attention, boating enthusiasts. Bennington Factory demonstration models are at Buckeye Lake Marina. These exclusive demo units are loaded with the features built to dazzle at shows and exhibits. And guess what? They're all brand new with a full warranty. Some have never even touched the water. Hold on to your mooring ropes because we're offering dock-shaking discounts up to $40,000 only at Buckeye Lake Marina. These deals are hotter than the summer sun and won't last long. Visit Buckeye Lake Marina and make your dream boat a reality today. BuckeyeLakeMarina.com, where your adventure begins.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Pella has forever been known for the best of windows, Wilson. But our doors, just as game-changing.
Yeah, same with us.
We've got traditional and modern options, but also some really innovative stuff, like big, bold colors or tuck-away sliding doors.
But do you have the give it a little kick to open it door?
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yeah, you got to give it a good little kick to open it.
Get the windows and doors that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted. PellaColumbus.com.
Don't miss the Jeep Make This the Summer event, where right now, well-qualified lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2024 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 for $379 a month for 42 months with $3,537 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Extra charge for miles over 35,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 7/1/2024. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. The crack of a bat, chorus of birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Let the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team keep you in tune with a spring AC checkup.
You're all set.
Schedule a visit today and stay cool all summer long. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Morning Juice.
What is more American than gluttony? Eating just for eating's sake, not for survival, just to engorge yourself, sucking dogs down your throat.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Smiths Cardell Jones charity softball game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can smicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
Low Fiber Business is now in Ohio, and your business is our priority. Low Fiber delivers reliably fast, custom, and prepackaged internet plans to meet the growing needs of your business. And our dependable 24/7 personal support means your business stays connected. Low Fiber is here, and we mean business. Find out more at 833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiberbusiness.com today. Glow Fiber Business is not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Hey there, friends, it's Bo Bishop here, and I want you to picture this. Cannonballs into the lake, s'mores at the fire pit, sleeping under the stars. Well, that could be you when you visit my friends at RCD RV. RCD is having its summer open house, and you don't want to miss it. Huge RV savings all month long in June. New travel trailers as low as $14,995. The area's widest selection, over 600 new and pre-owned RVs in stock. Start your summer adventure at RCD RV. Visit one of the 3 Central Ohio locations or online anytime at rcdrv.com.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Look for quite a few clouds out there this morning. The sun comes out this afternoon, high 81. Tonight we get down to 60 under clear skies. On your Friday, look for morning sunshine with increasing clouds by the afternoon with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, so HBO followed what? The AFC North for the entire... They're going to do it for the entire season?
Here we go, baby. I can't wait for that. We're about to get the early edition of Hard Knocks from the Giants. They put out a clip the other day. I don't know when that exact release date is, but there's a Hard Knocks version that's following the Giants around, or they follow them around throughout the offseason. And that's about to drop soon, AR.
I have to get out of the old rut of just watching the same stuff. I'm just that guy. I need to find a way to break out of it.
I've given you you want me to put a list together? I got a list together.
Put a small list together, a doable list.
Okay.
That might be bold and exciting for me to dive into.
Yeah, you're going to get Hard Knocks off season with the New York Giants premiering next week, July 2nd. So next Tuesday, you can get a little Hard Knocks feel, a little Brian Daboll action, a little Danny Dimes, you know, since he's such a riveting guy to follow around. He's got, you know, great aura. But, yeah, there you go.
I think his story is good. He got injured and
got his bag, though.
Yeah, that's right.
He did get his bag.
Yeah.
I see you, Danny Dimes. Get the money, baby.
So this is a really weird time for Pittsburgh fan, right? Like, they really aren't sure what's going on at quarterback. They feel like they've Band-Aided this thing somehow.
They got Mr. Unlimited. Did you see the video of Mr. Unlimited boxing the other day?
No.
He does look pretty. He looks in shape, man. Man, Mr. Unlimited is in the lab right now. He is.
Yeah, I mean, this is the last time the Steelers finished last in the division. I'd have to go back and look. Last time they finished last. That can't be very, that's got to be what?
I don't know if it's that long ago. You got to think about their quarterback play the last few years.
Yeah, I want to make sure that I'm not just dreaming. So, no, third, second, first, second, first, second, third, second, first, third, second. I mean,
dang, that sounded like a little.
I got it.
Turn that into a little chorus or something, right?
I got it.
I was like Mel counting there for a second.
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, Steelers finishing fourth. Not a long time. Probably got to go back a few decades.
When did it happen?
So I wonder if this counts in, because remember, the Brownies were gone and then they came back. It looks to me, and I could be wrong, maybe CB can double check my work, that the last time the Steelers finished last in the division was in 1988.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Well, it seems possible when you only have three coaches over the decades. You're having some safe floor of success.
Well, when you haven't had a losing season in over 20 years, then that should do it. Wow.
Yeah, it was part of what was called the AFC Central. The last time they finished at the bottom was 1989. They have it in the current AFC North.
And now they got a funky quarterback situation going on.
Not the punky QB, but
not
funky
the punky
QB.
No, they don't.
Mr. Unlimited.
That's what I was waiting on, CB.
1-year deals, right? Russ and Justin.
It's good.
Let's bundle it up.
It's a great situation for the front office.
Bundle up a couple of 1-year deals.
It's a great situation for the front office because if it goes left, then you just move on and you call Dak Prescott's age at the first day of free agency.
Well, they extended their coach. So
what do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need? Like, still don't think Dak's going to get out of Dallas, but that would be that's what I'd be hoping for if I were a Steeler fan. If it doesn't work out, maybe Justin steps up. They give him the reins the second half of the year, and he just cooks. And then you hit him with a relatively safe deal for both sides, and maybe you can bet on that. But there's a lot of question marks there for them. And so, yeah, we've been talking about these, Sports Illustrated bold predictions around the NFL, and they locked in on the AFC North in one portion of the article. And when you get to the Pittsburgh Steelers portion of this piece, I don't think this one's going to surprise you, AR. I don't think you're going to be surprised by this one because we've seen this man do this.
Watt wins Defensive Player of the Year?
That's it.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, TJ Watt will win the Defensive Player of the Year. How bold is that? Can we get
a bold prediction.
That's what I'm saying. Can I get
Steelers winning the division would be bold.
Or can I get George Pickens is going to lead the league in receiving yards or something like that? I mean, TJ Watt, we've seen that movie before. He's an absolute menace.
Yeah, maybe the only other one I could think of is maybe Jaylen Warren becomes, I don't know, name whatever stat. You
Top 10 rusher in the league.
Exactly. When you have Najee, that would probably be very tough to have.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's what they got for Pittsburgh. TJ Watt, we've been watching it since, his last year at Wisconsin.
Prediction.
Just a heck of a player.
Here's a bold prediction for you.
Yeah.
Justin Fields never sees the field.
Oh, that's happening.
Of course it is. That's what makes it bold.
Hasn't that been an order from the top down already?
How can it not? I understand it, and it's a weird conundrum. You know that Russ gives you a little more probably in the leadership area, experience area for sure.
Run or pass.
My point is, shouldn't this somewhat be flip-flopped in a way? Go to the bullpen for the veteran and start the guy that might be your future and see what happens?
I hear what you're saying, and what I think works in your favor when you say that is you wouldn't be looking at Russell Wilson on the sideline as a big bag of cash just sitting there wasting away. They're paying him less than $2 million. So we know that plays a factor in a lot of these decisions, is that when you have an owner, you have a GM, come to an agreement with an athlete, right? And they're paying them a decent amount they don't want to see that money wasting away on the sideline. That's not the case in Pittsburgh. So I do think when we get to training camp here in a few weeks, it should be right out of the gate, let the best man win. Not Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl and he's got all this veteran leadership. I don't think that should be the case. I think they should walk in there on an even playing field. And if Justin wins the job, then he wins the job. And it should be that simple. But I do think at some point in time, that the Rooneys and I believe their GM's name is Omar Khan. Do I have that right, CB? Omar Khan is the GM over there in Pittsburgh. I think they've had
Shaka's brother.
Oh, is that his big bro? No. His big bro? Oh, okay. But no, I think they've all had a discussion that said, look.
Your little brother? He's a good-looking kid.
They said, look, Mike, at some point in time, we need to see the kid. And the kid in this scenario is Justin Fields. Because here's the other thing. You're the king of, hey, I don't want to make decisions that are going to come back to haunt me. Imagine if you don't see, for whatever reason, Justin Fields at all this year, and he goes to Team X next year and turns into a dude.
You got him because you think there is a future. You needed a little depth there for sure. He is exciting because he's young and talented, and he's a great athlete. And if he's going to be a bust, let's find out. Let us find out. And I think that'll happen. That's why, of course, he's going to play. There's no way, unless the season goes incredibly well, unless
Mr. Unlimited is Mr. Unlimited.
The only time they lose is not his fault, or he doesn't fall on his face, or he doesn't have just such a horrendous game where they got to put Fields in. But it's going to happen somewhere.
If Russ is giving the Steelers a safe floor, Mike Tomlin and Arthur Smith are not going to pull him off the field. And that's where it's going to get dicey. Because the sample size for Justin will be very small, because I do think we'll see him in certain packages along the way. But you're not just going to pull Russ off the field just to pull him off the field to see Justin if he's playing good. It's not going to happen. So that's why it's going to be. That's why I think out of the gate, Justin should have a clean slate to win this job, and I think Mike Tomlin will give him that.
He said it right. He said that Russ has the pole position. That's fine. That can be stolen away. He can. He didn't mention that he's the starter for the season, and then we get to see. He mentioned he's kind of the incumbent. He's the guy that we're gonna have lead us out at least into camp, and then we'll see what happens. But they have to go to Atlanta first. That's no picnic. That could be a loss. They go to Denver. Okay.
Russ is foaming at the mouth.
That's the one game that he's got to play.
Mike,
he has to start that game.
Can I get that game, please?
Unless he just completely flops in the opener.
Right.
And even then, I don't think you'd throw Justin right in at Denver anyway. Maybe you'd wait to have him at home against the Chargers.
We need that, too. We deserve that as fans. The lead up to that, the press conferences that week where Sean's getting asked about Russ. And, Russ is getting asked about Sean. Yeah, what do you got?
Over under Justin Fields starting. I'll put it at the bye week. Over under bye week, week 9.
I think we see him after the bye.
Not before.
No.
So it's Atlanta, Denver, Chargers, Indy, Dallas, Raiders, Jets, Giants.
We might be pouring one out for Russ after that Dallas.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Because here's the thing. I mean, that Dallas, Raiders, Jets back-to-back there, even the Giants, all those D-lines are nasty. Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, Quinnen Williams, Dexter Lawrence. All those D-lines are nasty right there. But I'll go after the bye week. Where you at?
So he gets to start at Washington?
Yes, sir.
Out of the bye week?
Justin Fields, Jay Daniels, here we go.
Seems about right. All right, when we come back, we'll fill in the blank. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
If you're about to get engaged or ready to walk down the aisle, your true love deserves a true jeweler, the Diamond Seller. As a true jeweler, we not only have designer collections to meet your bridal needs, but we also have talented in-house designers who can create something truly one of a kind. Visit the Diamond Seller today.
This is Ice-T, repping Raising Cane's Iced Tea, the official iced tea of iced tea. Brewed throughout the day and perfectly poured over Cane's signature crush ice makes Cane's Iced Tea the only iced tea as fresh as me. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
1877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate
today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for my crew at Valley Ford of Columbus. If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle without breaking the bank, well, you need to get to Valley Ford for a great selection of certified pre-owned Ford Blue Advantage cars, trucks, and SUVs. Each one of these vehicles features a minimum 139-point inspection, and they're also backed by a 14-day or 1,000-mile money-back guarantee. Get the better deal and a better pre-owned Ford without any worries. Keep on trucking at Valley Ford of Columbus.
Vehicle must be returned within 14 days, 1,000 miles, whichever comes first from the original sales date and mileage is stated on bill of sale, and return in same condition as sold. Other restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Reggie was a nurse for 16 years.
I had become very burnt out. I wasn't making good money.
Then it happened.
There was an ad for My Computer Career, and it just spoke to me.
My Computer Career was the best decision he ever made.
I could study anywhere from my laptop, and I was working in the first couple of weeks of me being in class.
Reggie hit a home run.
The field is teeming with jobs.
Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The school is amazing.
It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu. This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Join us for Gambling Things, Fantasy Sports, Gambling Things, and most importantly, Gambling Things. Hollywood Casinos on the Money, Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
The Fan.
Have you ever called a company and after hanging up the phone, felt a little nervous on who exactly they might be sending to your home? It's a common worry and one that we all face at some point. Well, when it comes to your roof, there's no need to worry because the Newman Roofing team has you covered. Our team of professionals arrive on time in marked company vehicles, and you'll always be greeted with a friendly, warm smile on their face. Our experts take the time to thoroughly educate you on the findings of your home, not only fixing your roof, but ensuring you understand every step of the process, giving you the peace of mind you deserve. That's why Newman Roofing has been the most trusted roofing company in Central Ohio for the last 32 years, and counting. So whether you need a small repair or full replacement, call the company you can trust. Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Progressive, we know there's a lot of things you can track. Steps, calories, heart rate, your pet steps, screen time, the whereabouts of your favorite celebrity, how long you slept, how long you didn't sleep, how long you thought about sleeping, how long you thought about sleeping. But none of these things could save you money, unlike Snapshot from Progressive, which customizes your rate based on how and how much you drive. It's much better for your bottom line than tracking your Cocker Spaniel's resting heart rate. So download the Progressive app today.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Anthony's tennis shorts were so tight, they had to pixelate his crotch. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, a little fill in the blank time. We'll have Bolton coming up at 1:48. CB, what do you have prepared?
All right, real quick. I know my guy, Matty Ice, came to me before this show to come up with maybe some YouTube allowed music to put underneath this. So,
what you got? A little instrumental for us?
A little bit. All right, so the idea of this is it's going to be a mix of sports, pop culture, just random stuff that I see throughout the day or the week, and I will put it as a sentence, and you have to fill in the blank of the sentence. So we will start off with number one. The most productive player.
Sounds hard.
It really isn't. I'm going to make it as easy as I possibly can for you. The most productive round one player from the NBA rookie or in this NBA rookie season will be blank.
Who you like, AR?
The most productive?
From round one.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch these guys from France. I mean, it's almost impossible. I mean, I actually won that bet yesterday with Reed Shepherd going 3 to Houston.
You did.
So, I mean, he's so young and he was so good. and now he goes to the Rockets, and I can't tell you whether he's going to be just a great role player or big star. I'll tell you who the biggest boomer bust is.
Who you got?
That to me, he could be the most productive boom, but he could be real bust. It's Khalil Ware. It's the kid from Indiana.
Okay.
I think he has everything. He has so much talent. And the last thing you want to hear about a kid is that how much does he really love basketball? That's the worst thing you can say about somebody, right? It really is. I have an old saying that I've said before, which is you can't teach ambition. Like, you got it or you don't. And I worry about a guy who's a first-round pick who has size and speed and touch and everything that it takes. And they took him there at 15 to the Heat. So now maybe the Heat and the Heat culture and all that might be good.
That's where you want a kid like that to go.
That could be it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Khalil Ware's upside as a big boomer bust guy.
So in a situation like this, like I love the guy that you're in on and Reed Shepard. I'm in on. I love Stephon Castle going to San Antonio. But I like to look at opportunity. And I think in some of those situations, it gets a little crowded, especially when you go to a ready-made team. So I'm going to go with Sarr going to Washington. And I think when you look at that team, they don't have a ton of talent. So I think he can step in, and I think his productivity will be in a good spot. Numbers-wise, it will look good. So give me Sarr going to the Washington Wizards, and I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year.
All right, question number 2. Think of the college football rankings preseason going into the season for this next question. But the question is, the statement is, the biggest or the highest preseason ranked team you think misses the college football playoff is?
I feel a little weird about Notre Dame.
Oh.
Feeling a little strange about Notre Dame. I like Riley Leonard. I don't love him. And I'm still waiting for a little bit of that spark from Marcus Freeman and them really rolling out a bunch of dudes. I think Marcus Freeman is going to feel it out, but I think when you cycle through, quarterbacks that are coming from different programs in back-to-back years, do you have a whole bunch of stability? Do you have a whole bunch of chemistry? You lose Joe Alt, one of the best left tackles in the sport last year. You lose a horse at running back as well. So I'm feeling a little strange about Notre Dame. I don't think I'm as high on them as maybe some of the old rankings are right now. They are.
It's funny. Of all the years, I think this is obviously their safest year as far as the expansion and 12 teams, and now I don't have to worry about. They're always going to want that brand in, but I understand where you're going from a talent standpoint, but I feel like they'll make it. I don't have the rankings right in front of me, but
are they even out officially?
Yeah, I don't.
Or we just
this is more like everybody's
more of
too
like your
early.
Your preseason, too early rankings type of thing.
All right, cool.
I saw a team that's in the top 6 betting of winning the national title. That I don't know where they're going, and that's LSU.
Ooh.
I really don't know what's going to happen. They're going to take on USC out of the gate in that neutral. They have they'll have Ole Miss. They'll play Bama. They'll go to Florida. They'll play Oklahoma. I wonder if LSU, which is in most people's top 10 preseason right now, the schedule isn't that daunting, though. That's as I just looked up their schedule.
But to your point, Big Dog, they lost a lot on offense.
I don't know how much of the family is left and whether or not.
Oh, man.
I think the right answer could be Michigan.
Ooh.
That may be the right answer. And maybe that's the thing they want to hear the most is that, okay, it's done. We won the Natty. Coach goes. We lose the quarterback and everything's fine. They got to play Texas in week 2.
How about that week 4 game?
Against USC?
No. I thought it was somebody else that got it. Maybe I was looking at something wrong earlier, but go ahead.
Well, we know they come to Columbus. We know they have to. I don't know what Washington has coming off last year because they lose a lot and they lost their coach, but they got to go out there. They got to play Texas at home. They got to play Oregon, and they got to play at Columbus.
Yeah,
so honest to God, Michigan should be a 3-loss team this year.
Ooh.
And I don't know if they're getting in. So you know what? I'll change my answer.
There we go.
I think that's the team that everyone probably assumes will be a lock top 12 that may have the hangover.
Okay.
All right, question number 3. Statement number 3. The past 2 weeks, we've seen 2 of our 3 seasons both wet and hot, very hot. My question or my statement is
How hot and wet do you like it, CB?
That's exactly right.
Awfully hot and extremely wet.
The most ideal summer temperature for you is?
Oh, well, it depends what you're doing, right? I mean, who's not going to pick? It would be unfair for me to say something in the 70s. That's just not realistic. We're not.
This is what you want. It's AR's most ideal summer temp, baby. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about anybody else. It's all about you, player.
Thanks. I appreciate the comment. I like having Maddie. I like having Maddie in my life. That's right. Usually told it's not about me. I would say 82 sounds about right.
Okay.
I was going to say 78, but it feels like cheating. It feels like I got to move to San Diego to get that. So I'm going to just be a nice little low 80s guy, and that way, whatever you're doing, exercising, swimming, golfing, whatever, that you got it. I think that hits the spot for me.
What do they say about cheating? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I'm going 75 and partly cloudy, CB. 75. Give me the 75. Cloud. Give me the cloud coverage.
I thought it was going to be overcast.
No, I don't want overcast.
Maybe some precip.
That's why I want the cloud, CB, so it can hide the sun every once in a while. But okay. I like a nice 75-ish type of day. So I'll roll with that.
All right. Question number 4. The best trophy in college football is?
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Honestly, we've had this conversation before. What jumps to my mind is the bronze pig. Is that what you're talking about, or like an individual?
Yeah, no,
award?
that's definitely it. The Floyd of Rosedale?
Floyd of Rosedale is a bronze pig, and he's pretty robust. I don't even think you need the pedestal he's on. I know you have to write the champions and all that. Mm-hmm. So that's who, Minnesota and Iowa?
I think that's right.
Here's the problem.
That's right.
Minnesota has like 3 or 4 trophies they play for.
What are they doing?
And they're all pretty good. Paul Bunyan's axe and some other
like
little brown jug.
Like, the axe is Minnesota and Wisconsin.
All right, so what's Floyd of Rosedale?
I'm looking that up. I believe it's Iowa and Minnesota. Yes, that's right.
All right. So funny how Minnesota is involved in so many of these cool trophy games.
I'm mad at it.
I think they even have one with Nebraska called the Broken Bits of Chair.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one.
Of chair.
That sounds like a Game of Thrones episode or something. Like, what does that thing look like? I'm going to go...
Is it Broken Bits O Chair?
Bacon Bits of Chair. What is this thing, CB? So like the Iron Throne? How's this thing looking?
It is the $5 Broken Bits of Chair trophy. Okay, yes, it is actually...
How long has that been in existence? A year?
No, a couple of years.
Okay.
A couple.
I'm going to go away from the rivalry type of trophies. And I'm going to go with the ultimate prize. I think the CFP National Championship Trophy looks really good to me. And I feel like I'm usually standing on an island when I say that, but I like it. It looks clean to me. It's not overly big or anything like that. You got a little gold, got a little silver in there as well. So give me the CFP National Championship Trophy.
So Maddie's not wrong here with this. It's probably... But the question really becomes, is it better than the crystal football that they had, but was on that big block?
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
The one that I have the famous picture of the fumble with Tress and Archie in that picture, and I was there.
I'm going to go with the OG one then. If you're going to bring that into play and pick between the two, give me that one.
My egg has a crack in it. My football has a crack in it, Joel. Can't go 340 on the artsy-fartsy thing. I like it, but the difference between the National Championship Trophy now is they use the logo of those laces,
that works
3 laces, but it's also part of their logo. I wish their trophy, it's good. You're right.
I like it. I think it's clean. It's sleek. What's the word I'm looking for? Sleek.
Yeah, it's sleek.
Okay.
A swirling mass.
I wanted to use that word. I just didn't have confidence that it was actually a word, but sleek is a word, right? To describe like something that's kind of clean looking.
I thought you were going to say the trophy was on fleek. Is that what you said? Is that what you wanted to say?
No, that sounds even better, actually. By the way, shout out to DJ CB there. I like that instrumental. We had to cook that up for fill in the blank. That's good stuff.
There you go. Maddie thinks the National Championship Trophy is on fleek. That's what he meant to say. Buckeye Bulletin up next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
O'Reilly. Need a little help? O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. Need advice? We've got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The best of rivals, the best of two leagues meet again this summer. MLS versus Liga MX face off in the 2024 MLS All-Star, starting Sunday, July 21st. After a weekend of soccer celebrations, MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T will come to Lower.com Field on Tuesday, July 23rd, featuring MLS All-Stars versus Liga MX All-Stars as they show off the best of their skills. The two teams will match up once more at the 2024 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Target on Wednesday, July 24th. For more information on tickets and events, visit MLSsoccer.com/All-Star.
Picture this, the perfect summer barbecue. No stress, no responsibilities, just all your friends, burgers sizzling, hot dogs cooking, Pepsi Zero Sugar fizzing, and a backyard of very, very happy people. Oh yeah, we could get used to this. Very, very used to this. Pepsi, the official beverage of Grills Night Out. Summer grilling just got better with new Pepsi Lime and Pepsi Peach. Available for a limited time.
Hey, what's up, Buckeye Nation? It's Cardell Jones. Join me Saturday, July 20th at Huntington Park for the Smith's Cardell Jones charity softball game presented by Monogram Homes and the U.S. Air Force. Come check out former Buckeye greats take on this year's current Buckeye stars such as Emeka Ibuka, Jaden Ballard, and many more. Come see and meet the Buckeyes before they hit the field this fall. Gates open at 5 p.m. Contests and prizes all night long. Home run derby at 6:30 and the game to follow. Tickets available at BuckeyeCruise.com. Why picnic when you can Smicknick? Get your $10 tickets now at BuckeyeCruise.com.
The Buckeye Show.
We finally found our C.J. Stroud rookie card. The C.J. rookie cards are going like crazy.
He's single-handedly saved Panini's football products for 2023.
The Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Now at UDF, buy 3 everyday favorites with UDrive Plus to quickly stack an extra 20 cents in gas savings. That includes Monster Energy and Red Bull and Gatorade and Body Armor. And that adds up. UDF, made for you. Specially marked products with an opted-in UDrive account.
Don't miss a minute of the action on the diamond with ESPN Bet. The exclusive sports book of ESPN is the only place to find offers and promotions from your favorite ESPN shows and personalities, including daily odds boost and home run specials all season long. New users can get a bet reset up to $1,000 in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. Download ESPN Bet today. What a play. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424. That's HUNK to 42424.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Cosby Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time for you.
Yes, sir. And a programming note from 3 to 6 today right here on The Fan, Common Man and T-Bone. It will be one half of the show because Common Man is in the house. His other half is not, but filling in for the old Bone. is James Unitas. Threes is coming back to his old stomping ground today, AR, and he's requested to use your headphones and your mic screen. I'm joking. He did not. He didn't tell me that. He did not.
Doesn't he have his own from back in? Didn't he keep his own?
I don't know, but Threes will be in the house rocking out with Common Man from 3 to 6. So when we get done, make sure you stick around to hear the old linebacker coach coming in here to cook on the mic again.
It's amazing. It's awesome. And the fact that he missed it that much, and hopefully this coaching thing will work out, but he may just try to be fluffing up his backup, his fallback plan.
Coach Day says something doesn't go right.
But listen.
Well, you know what? Maybe he could be preparing for like a Doug Gottlieb situation where you coach the team, but you're also a host.
I forgot about that. That's good.
Redick got rid of his podcast. And so
Gottlieb's like, I ain't giving up that check, AR. Double dip it, baby.
That has to be it, right? I know it's branding and everybody uses it, right? I mean, and certainly the Ohio State brand is fairly strong here at this station with the flagship. But it is an opportunity. It is a platform, and it's a powerful one. And the fact that James is coming back in.
Cool, man. I'm here
coming home.
He's coming home.
There was nothing better than when we did the crossover. When the swords were crossing through the thing here, and all right, so we'd come in to do our show. He'd go out and do his, when he was leaving, but he was always so like car is running guy.
Oh, gone.
And he would just cruise out of here.
I got things to do.
Funny.
I got things to do. I kind of talked over. Can I get a clean one?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have. By the way, in my little array here, I used to have Psy 1 and Psy 2. I don't know what happened to Psy 1.
If I put an over-under of 3.5 of from James today, would you take the over or the under?
I'll take the under on that, I feel.
Like he's going to be precise.
I feel like this is a one-off. There doesn't have to be a lot of prep for him. This could be just I think the over-under that you should be listing is arrival time, not size.
Oh. Well, I'm sure Mike's already sent him the prep, so that's done. So I'm sure that's in James's email as we speak.
Isn't there something in the manual here now, in the handbook, in the owner's manual, that if you're going to co-host a show, you have to be here 60 minutes beforehand, minimum? Or was it 90?
I thought I saw 30, but maybe that's why I lost a little bit 30? Out of my last paycheck. Maybe that's why.
Maybe it's 30 for the special people.
So what you're saying is the former athletes is what you mean by that.
I'm saying that if it's 60 minutes, he's got about 6.5 minutes to walk through that door.
Listen, James can walk in here at 2:55.
That's
today.
What I'm thinking.
It's not going to matter.
CB, you're the over-under guy. What do you put the over-under arrival on?
That I kind of like more of like a 30-minute because I think that's pretty consistent on when these guys typically do show up.
So 2:30, 30?
I think that's safe to do. Okay. Yeah.
Give me the under. He's a pro. Give me the under.
I feel like if we're putting it 2:30, then I'll probably hit the under just to do a little glad handing beforehand. And, just walk from the entrance into the studio.
Yeah.
There is a chance he's listening, and then he tries to set it the way he wants to.
That is true.
He did do the show in this building.
I believe
that's right.
Yes.
So he knows where he's going, the entrance, all that.
His key card's still active.
I'm going to doubt that. I would think that would have been deactivated.
Took him off the roster and just, you gone?
Maybe he'll show up. He thinks it works. It doesn't. He turns around and gets in his car and
Jamal
goes
Adams.
Oh, the Jamal Adams beef? That was absolutely hilarious. But, looking forward to seeing him and looking forward to hearing from him from 3 to 6 today right here on The Fan.
James Richard will be on JR. Richard. You're going to be doing the show at 3 o'clock. Richard.
It's creepy. It's creepy.
That was a great bulletin. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Ohio State basketball is going to take on UK, the CBS Sports Classic, December 21st.
I don't even know. Who's their head coach now? I don't even know. What's his name, CB?
Mark Pope.
Where did he
BYU? He played at Kentucky.
No, former guy.
Oh. They played at Kentucky. But you're right. He was the head coach at BYU.
Okay, so they got the Pope over there coaching for them now, and this is the CBS Sports Classic. Is this in Chi-Town still? I think they've moved it a couple times.
Madison Square Garden?
Is it at the Garden now? Okay.
I think it's at MSG.
Is that the Garden?
Yeah.
Okay.
It moves around. I think last year was down in Atlanta.
Okay. No, it'd be good, man. It's always good to take on those big brands. And, I know he brought in a bunch of guys through the transfer portal after Cal left and went to Arkansas. But, yeah, I'm pretty excited to see this Ohio State basketball squad this year, just to see, what the chemistry is like early, but more importantly, the veteran leadership they're going to have with their ball handlers and some of the transfers that have come in, a few transfers this all season. How do they mesh well with the guys that are already here? But more importantly, what are they going to be bringing to the floor? It's going to be an interesting year to see Coach Diebler now as the head honcho and some new faces suiting up on the hardwood.
Well, this is Aaron Bradshaw against his former team.
Oh, rivalry. Revenge, baby.
That's revenge.
That's a good call out of you.
That's what this is. This is going to be the, hey.
Does the revenge hit the same, though, when the head coach is gone?
And he decided to leave? It's not like anyone
to your point, though, it's still that brand. So I think that day when he wakes up, there'll be some extra adrenaline running in his soul, like Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I don't know if anything truly went wrong there for him, other than he didn't either. Well, I don't know. Yeah, they had good players, right? But so I don't know. That'll be interesting.
Okay, I'm here for the CBS Sports Classic. It's a good time.
So Ohio State, Kentucky will tip off following the conclusion of the first game of the Classic, which will be UCLA, North Carolina.
Okay, the baby blew off?
This is going to be... That sounds right. That's right. I've never heard it put that way, but maybe they'll change their... maybe that'll be part of the sub-channel of the CBS Sports Classic.
The baby blew off.
There you go. This is going to be on CBS, right? They're not going to dish this off to something that I can watch, are they?
I believe the CBS Sports Classic will be on CBS. Yes.
I hope.
Kind of Paramount Plus or some.
Hey, we're getting close to football. Check your Peacocks. Check them all. Amazon, get ready. Got to have them all now, AR.
It looks like it's going to be competing on the same day as the college football playoff, I believe, on December 21st.
They're getting crushed then.
December 21st is the first round of the season.
So there's 2 days for that. There's the 20th and the 21st.
That's right. Friday and Saturday?
That is right.
And then we end at we end January 20th, I believe, somewhere around there.
But CB, you forgot the operative part of that. Ohio State won't be playing that weekend.
Because it's going to be a bye.
It'll be a top four. Wait. If they're not, then that means they were a 2-loss team. Right?
Sounds about right, AR.
Or would one loss question?
I mean, you could go undefeated in the regular season, get to the Big Ten championship game, lose that, and then not get the bye.
There you go.
Okay. So many scenarios, so much time to figure it out. That is your Buckeye Bulletin. When we come back, we'll have a Sports Center update here top of the hour. We'll get into a deep dive and more rankings of college football. Our friend Bill Bender put this out. Do we agree? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
We're the highest rated sports radio station in America. There's no joke there. We just are. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Raising Cane's iced tea is the official iced tea of me, Iced Tea. Now, I heard some people order their box combos with water. Listen, water is for fishes and snitches, Jack. Chill out with Cane's iced tea this summer. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Hi, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Need a perfect gift? Check out the new line of Glock watches and other stunning jewelry at Worthington Jewelers. Make every occasion sparkle with Worthington Jewelers, where exceptional gifts await.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, business owners. Are you looking for a fast, easy way to get the cash you need to keep your business growing strong? I'm talking to Joel Bass, president of Swish Funding, and he says he has the perfect solution. Joel, what makes Swish Funding different?
Thanks, Mike. To start, at Swish Funding, we focus on your business revenue, not your personal credit score. And we're ready to help businesses with funding for overhead, expansion, inventory, payroll, or even slow cash flow. Next, whether you need $5,000, $500,000, or even $5 million, our process is quick, straightforward, and takes just minutes with funding available in less than 24 hours.
That sounds like a winning plan for any business. What does it take to qualify?
If you've been in business for over 1 year and have a monthly revenue of at least $25,000, you can get funding you need the same day.
Swish Funding really is different. Joel, what's the first step?
It's easy. Just go to swishfunding.com. That's SWISH funding.com. Swishfunding.com.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. Day baseball today at Huntington Park. Columbus leads Omaha in that game 4-0. They didn't play last night. They'll have a doubleheader tomorrow due to that. But underway right now in Columbus, an early lead on this business person special. Rocket Mortgage Classic going on today in Detroit. Aaron Rye has a one-shot lead on the golf course still. He's one shot better than Nick Dunlap and Cameron Young, who are each a shot back at 5 under par. NBA Draft Day 1 last night continues today with Day 2 coverage, 4 o'clock. That'll be on ESPN Columbus. This update is brought to you by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, give Mark Levy a call at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, final hour of the program. It's a Gold Jacket Thursday. One of the most prolific passers in the history of the game, Dan Fouts, will be on the program at 2:33. And if you go back and you think about the time, and I know the time pretty well, between 1979 and 1982, he was, I would say, the best quarterback in the game. And it wasn't even close. And when you think about almost 16,500 yards in those seasons and 104 touchdowns, and I guess the most important stat I could tell you is that no other quarterback had more wins at that time, which is probably what he's most proud of. Played in the epic game against the Dolphins, where Winslow had to be carried off. Played in the Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati. And ironically, he's an Oregon Duck, so we'll be able to ask him about when he anticipates the Buckeyes and Ducks get together in October. But he had weapons. They all did. Wes Chandler, John Jefferson, Charlie Joyner, Kellen Winslow. I mean, they tore the league to ribbons. I mean, it's honestly, I had this conversation with Shark earlier, and I'd have to really go back. I think he's a top 5 best quarterback to never win a Super Bowl. I think Marino's 1.
Okay.
Tarkenton's 2. Maybe Danny White might be in there.
Andrew Luck?
I just don't know if there's a big enough sample for me to get to Luck as a top 5 never to win the Super Bowl.
I think you could make the argument off of talent, but if you want to bring in resume, that's where we'd probably struggle to get him in. But Andrew Luck was on his way, man. He was on his way.
He was, and he picked his body and his mind and whatever over that.
Yeah, admire that for sure. Definitely respect that. But yeah, to your point about Dan and just the way he was cooking back in the day, that's so impressive, right? To be able to accomplish those feats in an era to where they weren't protecting the quarterbacks the way that they are now. Like, we see these guys now, you can't even touch them with your pinky finger without some popcorn hitting the field, right? So you talk about Dan Fouts, a Hall of Famer that was in that window of time with the National Football League spinning the rock the way he was. I mean, that's really impressive. That's awesome stuff.
All right, I lied. I probably need to put Jim Kelly in. Jim Kelly's got to be ahead of Danny White. I would say the other one, because I just pulled up some quarterbacks of that era, Warren Moon.
Okay.
Would Phillip Rivers be in the top 5? Another Charger.
Really good
Or would
career.
Dan Fouts be? Now, I mentioned 79 to 82. Around that, not so good.
Yeah, real light for them at quarterback, huh?
And light for him. Like team, the whole deal.
Yeah.
But in that time, in that little window of time, that was the best offense I'd ever seen. And so I'd probably go Marino, Tarkenton, Kelly, maybe Fouts, then Moon.
Okay.
I think. Now, here's the other part, and this may be the worst part of it. Marino, Tarkenton, Kelly all at least got there.
Yeah.
He never did. So then there's a sub list. Best quarterback to never even play in a Super Bowl. He might be he's number 1 probably on that.
Poor Jim, man.
Oh, well, yeah, 4 straight. I mean, that's
nasty work, man. That's brutal.
We won't bring that up.
Just heartbreak.
No. That's right. He's a Hall of Famer, though.
No doubt.
I mean, he's a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he never had the opportunity to play in a Super Bowl. And when he retired in the late 80s, he was probably the highest passing yard quarterback ever, or 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So he was that guy. Part of it was the era that he was just on the cusp of Air Coryell and trying to stretch the field. So we came out of the 70s with a Larry Zonka, Franco Harris, all the guys, Earl Campbell. Like, you had guys that were just massive running backs, just big time. And you had guys that could throw, too, because obviously the Steelers were doing it in the 70s with what they had. The Raiders were doing it. The Dolphins were doing it a little bit, certainly with Greasy. Cowboys, yes. Raiders, yes, with Stabler and Biletnikoff and that crew. But it felt like when Fouts and Coryell got together, that it just took a jump off a page that was incredible. So he'll come out at 233.
Can't wait. Real quick, going back to your list of guys that didn't win a Super Bowl, you get one of those guys for one game-winning drive. Who is AR picking?
A game-winning drive.
From the list of guys that you just listed that never held up the Lombardi.
So I think it's probably, would it be too easy if I said number 1? The only reason I'm going to say Dan Marino is because
he talked to us at the Super Bowl.
No.
Okay.
In LA, by the way, another on the list of my list of best players to never win a Super Bowl, we had one on. That's Chris Carter, the great former Buckeye. So when Chris Carter was with us in LA, I asked him that very question. You got one drive, you got to score. Who's your quarterback? Without hesitation, he said Dan Marino.
Danny boy.
So I'm going to, and I don't think anybody really would shy away from that. I mean, Tark could scramble. Kelly had a gun. Rivers was the ultimate competitor. Moon might have been one of the greatest passers ever. McNabb had a lot going. Donovan McNabb had a lot in his game. But I don't, and then Dan Fouts would be, boy, he'd be close.
Okay.
He played in some clutch games, unless it was negative 59 degrees in the Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati.
We got to cancel the game at that point.
Matty, that's the game you love.
We got to just cancel it. Like, no, this isn't good for anybody.
The wind chill in the Freezer Bowl in 80, that would have been January 82, I think 81 season. If you go back and look, CB's good at this because he does the over-under on the weather. I think the air temperature was probably minus 20, minus 25.
What are we doing?
The wind chill, I heard, and I don't know if it got to minus 60, but it was in the minus 50s.
It's not healthy for anybody.
And they played a football game that the Bengals won.
I wouldn't have been mad if they called off the Chiefs-Dolphins game from last year.
The only thing they should have called off was the Patriots coming out with a snowblower to clear a field goal. Like, come on. That's not right. Either play it straight up and have the players just kick it with their shoes or cleats or whatever. I got to go back.
That is pretty wild when you refresh my memory on that. Like, oh, God.
CB, do you have an official temp on the Freezer Bowl in 82?
Yeah, I have an air temperature. It looks like of minus 9 degrees.
Oh, okay. You have a wind chill. That's what we need. We need the wind chill.
Looks like minus 59.
Minus 59.
Like, how did the game not get canceled?
Riverfront Stadium.
Yeah,
Looks like the winds were up to 27 miles per hour.
Awesome.
Oh, God.
By the way, let me add another piece to this. I believe the week before, they beat the Dolphins.
Okay.
And it was in Miami. And I think it was in the high 80s.
Oh, God.
I'm not sure about this, but I think if you do the math on that, what is that, 150 degrees or whatever that would be?
I'll take your word for it.
Something in that area.
Yeah,
140.
I'll roll with you on that.
Think about the change that your body, forget about getting yourself all Vaselined up to play in that game in the Freezer Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Think about going from 88 and humid to minus 60.
Can I get Vaseline again? Vaseline.
All right, anyway.
All right, I give you a blank check to sit out in that game.
Oh, no.
What do you need? Blank check.
Back in 82, I'm there. Today, I don't know if there's a figure.
All right, we got to do it today then. I got a blank check.
I got to sit out there. No bathroom break and back to the seat.
Bathroom break, back to the seat. I'll let you get the little hand
artificial warmers like that, like in the shoes.
You can have those.
As
but
many unlimited, Mr. Unlimited on the
Mr. Unlimited
on the hand and feet warmers.
Mr. Unlimited. That'll be you with the hand and feet warmers.
Right.
Blank check to sit out.
Face mask, the whole deal.
You can wear whatever you want.
8 layers of whatever. Vaselined up. I would say I would probably do that for. I mean, you're preparing me for everything. Like it's not like you're just making me show up and go to the game.
I don't even know if there's enough that will keep you out of.
I was going to say I would do it for $10,000.
Oh, God.
You can wear whatever you want and have the hand and the feet warmers.
Is it going to matter in that cold, though?
Just sitting there?
I don't think
do
it's
a few
going to
jumping
matter.
Jacks.
Oh, that'll help.
Stand up, and stretch and sing along.
Unless if you're putting me in like a bubble that has like a generator generating heat into the bubble, there's no way $10,000's enough.
That's not enough, AR. I need $10,000 per.
Almost $50,000 went. So it's not like nobody showed.
I need $10,000 per drive by each team. Like that's what I need
per possession.
Per possession, $10,000 to do that. I mean, because there's no blood flow. Like it's
you can get up and move around. You said I could go to the bathroom.
What, taking laps
after I unzip my 84 pair of pants.
Yeah, how's that going to work out?
By the way, you better plan for that.
And if you have to do a little bit more than a splash and go, that's a problem too.
For $10,000, I'd probably go in the uniform.
I don't even know if I do it for $10,000 to sit out there for the first quarter. One quarter for $10,000.
It's 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's $3,300 an hour.
It's not enough.
What's your price?
$1 million.
Okay. You would do it for less than $1 million.
No, I wouldn't. That's how much I hate the cold. You know, I tell you guys all the time, I won't go to a football game if it's 45 degrees outside, let alone that.
We do a broadcast at the tailgate when it's less than that.
Yeah, and guess what I do during the breaks? Go sit in the car with the heat on.
But you don't get paid $1 million to do it either.
Well, I understand that, but they're not telling me, hey, you got a blank check for you.
CB, what's your number?
That's exactly where my mind went. I can't stand it. I'm so happy the Browns are thinking about going to Brook Park and building a dome. Like, that's what I need.
Yes.
You guys are missing the point, though. We're even in this brutal cold and wind, we're letting you prepare in a way that you could survive it.
There's
and
no
then
way
get
you
paid.
can prepare for that.
That's what I'm saying. I think
normal clothing.
I think
50,000 people somehow did it.
Yeah, but how many of those 50,000 were in the hospital for a week after that?
I don't know.
Go ask the fans of the Chiefs or the Dolphins when they went to that playoff game.
People were almost losing limbs because of that.
That's because they were probably drinking and taking their clothes off.
Because they were saying, Matty Ice, you were right. Ain't no laws when you off them clothes. And I drank too many of them during the tailgate.
one of them was yelling, "It's getting hot in here."
I think you're overestimating
Probably
the power
so
of
right
the
now.
gear that you think is going to take care of your body.
You guys don't understand. There has to be a way that you could get with like some winterizing expert, clothier, and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this for your brand. You prep me. You give me the right socks, the right boots, the right." I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle.
And you know what he would say?
My Schwarzenegger impersonation.
Anthony, it was pretty good. Not bad at all, actually.
I need your clothes, your boots, your motorcycle.
Yeah, that works. That'll play. I think he would still advise you. I don't think you should go out there, sir. And especially if they're only paying you, what?
$10,000.
Yeah, come on, man. It's not worth the pain you're going to go through.
Talk about the pain.
Exactly.
I just feel like you guys are underestimating the ability to wear layers and wear the right gloves and the right face mask. You
know who you're underestimating? A little lady called Mother Nature. That's going to hit you with an uppercut.
All right, let me read this. It says air temperature was -9, but the wind chill, factoring in a sustained wind of 27 miles an hour, was reported at -59 at Riverfront Stadium in January of 1982.
And CB's telling us they got winds blowing over 20 miles an hour? Yeah, forget it.
27.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure. $10,000. Have fun with that.
I just got an email that said, I was there. I'm going to have to read this.
Read that in pre-snap when we come back, please.
That's amazing. Someone was actually there. Dan Fouts was there. He didn't play very well.
Humans shouldn't be out
Coming off one of the greatest games ever, the Epic in Miami. He has to go to the freezer. Oh, man. Can you imagine the difference in the lady luck and the fate not lending a hand, that if they're hosting that game, he thinks he's probably playing in a Super Bowl?
I'd be like, Coach, I'm not playing today.
It's a championship game you're playing.
Take my game check. I'm sorry, fellas. Y'all got it.
We got to question how much you really love what you do. Oh, all right, we'll come back with pre-snap and the next great quarterback. One former GM has his pick. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Common Man has spent the past 18 years telling you how much he hates people. And yes, that probably means you, too. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar.
See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Save big money at Menards and stock up on your favorite Procter & Gamble products. We carry quality products from brands you can trust, like Dawn, Tide, Bounty, and more. Keep your home clean and stocked with essentials like paper towels, toilet paper, dish soap, and more cleaning supplies. Now through June 30th, get a $10 instant savings with a purchase of $40 or more on qualifying Procter & Gamble products. Hurry in, don't wait.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When it comes to your roof, there's only one team to call, and that's the team at Newman Roofing. They're professionals. They'll be with you to support you throughout the whole process from the first phone call to the end. You'll work with their great team, so go check them out. Newman Roofing, the company you can trust. 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on USDA Choice Bone-In Ribeye Steaks in the value pack. They're only $7.99 a pound with your card and digital coupon. Limit 5. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save. With a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
I've always wanted 3 kids. I came from a family of 3 kids, and I started picturing having 3 car seats in the back of my truck.
That's Megan, Wisconsin native, working mom of 2 and lifelong conservative. Megan never thought she would get an abortion until a diagnosis late in her pregnancy changed everything.
Doctors told us our baby had no chance to survive. And because of Wisconsin's abortion ban, I would be forced to carry my baby for months, knowing he would die. It felt like a bad dream. It felt like a bad dream.
To get the care she needed, Megan had to leave the state. And now if senators in Washington pass a national abortion ban, families like Megan's will have nowhere to turn.
These decisions should be made privately amongst women and their families. And government should have no say in that. No senator in Washington should support a national abortion ban.
Paid for by Free and Just. Visit freeandjust.us to learn more.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Look for quite a few clouds out there this morning. The sun comes out this afternoon, high 81. Tonight we get down to 60 under clear skies. On your Friday, look for morning sunshine with increasing clouds by the afternoon with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your Doppler 10 forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, a little Bet365 time, Matty.
Yes, sir, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Hey, I missed out on that J-Ram dinger yesterday, but shout out to the rookie and Noel coming up. He gets called up and hits a home run in his first at-bat in the major leagues. Congrats to him.
What were the odds on that?
Yeah, that was pretty wild, man. Hit up Grayson Rodriguez to center field, so shout out to him. That's an awesome accomplishment. I'm looking at tonight, I'm going with the Cubbies. Give me Shota Imanaga. He's been really good, had a rough last couple of outings, but I'm looking at his K's tonight against the San Francisco Giants at 5.5, and I'm going to bang the over on that. The juice is minus 115. So give me the over for Imanaga's K's tonight.
All right, so who did I have yesterday?
You went with some draft
I know
props.
what happened.
Reed
Yeah,
Shepherd.
I got the one. I got Reed Shepherd. Yeah, that's right.
Good call.
I think Jack Flaherty, we just talked about the Tigers during the break. They're at the Angels, late game. Flaherty's K's are 6.5. I'll take the over.
All right. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. Must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Okay. So I can't believe there are a few people listening that were at the game. That's amazing. At the Freezer Bowl in 82.
I can tell you real quick, Lavelle on YouTube, he said he's with you, AR, but he would probably do around 30K.
Oh, you guys are better than me. I'm soft when it comes to the cold. I can't do it.
I can tell you right now, if I had a briefcase full of $500,000, $500,000, you would do it.
I wouldn't do it, I'm telling you.
I'm not telling you to like it. I'm just telling you, I'm handing you a briefcase of $500,000 when you leave the stadium.
I'm not going to like it doing it for $1 million.
You may get pistol whipped on the way back to your car.
Dang.
Well, when they know you have the briefcase.
Just go ahead and double up the suitcases and I'll be there. I'll be there. You know some people that can get you some quick cash, don't you?
That's right. Lou Brown says, sweet Lou Brown. I was there too. Hot chocolate had ice in it.
Yeah. Doomed. Can't even get hot chocolate.
Can't even get back to your seat with an ice with a hot chocolate. What was the other one? I'm trying to find that other. Oh, maybe it was might have been a tweet.
Twitter.
Yeah, can't find it.
Twitter.
That's right.
What was Mike Gundy on that day, man? Oh,
I don't know. He's been on a lot of stuff.
He's an interesting guy. Yeah.
Where was that? I don't know. I hope I didn't delete it. Anyway, it was a pretty good email about... here it is. Mike said, I was at the game, had season tickets, gave my father a ticket as a Christmas gift. He was in C-Bus. He lived in Cincinnati. My father called the day before and said, no go. I could not give the ticket away.
Yeah, that'd be
It
me.
was an AFC championship game. He called Matty Ice.
That'd be me.
He said people were huddled in the toilet as it was the warmest place in the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
it's
must have been
not even an
great.
enjoyable experience. The smell in there.
Bengals O-line came out in short sleeves. He stayed the entire game. Great win. Coffee bought was frozen before I could finish it. Mike says, great show. Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate you,
Mike.
Mike.
That's a great first take from 82 at the Freezer Bowl.
There we go.
We've been talking a lot about quarterbacks, and we'll have one on at 2:33, former one in Dan Fouts for Gold Jacket Thursday. So Mike Tannenbaum, the former GM himself, ESPN analyst, was talking about the next great quarterback, and we were eye-opened by his comment.
Outside of Patrick Mahomes, if we, the four of us, were running an NFL team today, there is nobody on the planet I'd rather have than Jordan Love, period, end of sentence. 25 years old, can make all the throws, 6'4", high character, high processor, can make people miss. The sky is the limit. If he was an IPO, it'd be like buying NVIDIA 3 years ago.
Okay.
He is by far, to me, the player that has the most sustained upside. Do I love Josh Allen? Of course I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen takes a lot of big hits. C.J. Stroud, love C.J. Stroud. Jordan Love's been in the league a little bit longer than C.J. Stroud. There are some other people in that conversation, but when you talk about sustained excellence, to me, it's Jordan Love and then everybody else.
You lose me with sustained excellence, Mike. That's where you lose me. Sample size is too small to say sustained excellence. Everybody is head over heels with this guy, and I'm not there yet. I liked what I saw, but I didn't love it. No pun intended. Like, I think he's going to be good, AR, but I'm not at a point now where you're telling me I'm taking Mahomes off the board and we're picking amongst all the other quarterbacks. I'm rolling with Jordan Love. I'm not there.
So he's a former GM, or is he?
Yeah, he's a former GM.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think what's blinding him a little bit, blinded by the science, is that the Packers are in such a decent position contractually with Jordan Love right now. They have him for this year at $5.5 million. And if he struggles, which obviously he doesn't think he will, then they could think about alternatives. I think he's falling in love with kind of where he is right now with his NFL clock and contract and all that. I was surprised to hear that. Packer fan has to be just, if he's right, then wow, how cool is that? But you're right. I'm a little surprised. Maybe it's the injuries to Joe Burrow that eliminate him from his list. Mm-hmm. But because he's had 2 now injury-shortened seasons in a 4-year career. Mm-hmm. That can be alarming.
And to his point, you can talk yourself into a few guys around the league and be fine. And know you're going to win a bunch of games with Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe. Like, the quarterback position is in really good hands in the NFL, especially at the top. But I don't know if Jordan Love's key card works just yet to go into that suite with those guys.
Here's the one to compare it to, I think. He's been in the league, is Trevor Lawrence.
He's got to go.
Would I take him over Trevor Lawrence? Because he just got his second contract.
Yeah,
he just got the big one. And, I don't feel awful about their situation, but that one's tough.
It's put up or shut up time. When you're making just as much as Joey B, 55 a year, it's time to crank it up.
Yeah, I don't think I'm taking Love over Stroud. I just don't. I've seen now Stroud do it in the most important part, but I saw Love do it too, and they're both close. I would put it in category if it's a little complicated to try to predict. I like it because it's a bold prediction, and it's not like I got to go crazy far to maybe find a future. Anthony Richardson would be up there, maybe.
That's an even smaller sample size
even smaller.
than Jordan.
It's not the worst take. It really isn't. It's an interesting one to me. It's one that I can't wait to see play out. Yeah, Herbert would be another one. Like,
I want Herbert.
Yeah, because over Love. I think that would be, even though I think he's headed for a little bit of a treading water now with the team and where they are. But, yeah. All right, good stuff from Tannenbaum. All right, we'll take a break. We'll go up to Canton next and talk to Dan Fouts, Hall of Famer, class of 93. That's next on a Gold Jacket Thursday. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. Just freak the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Raising Cane's iced tea is the official iced tea of me, Iced Tea. Now, I've heard some people don't order iced tea with their box combos. I've also heard some people spontaneously combust. Sip on that for a while. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Spending the money to replace our home's windows is rarely something we get excited about. We usually do it because our energy bills suck or our current windows, well, they're too messed up. But in working with the local Pella Columbus team, my eyes have been opened. New windows can legitimately change the entire look of your home. They've got windows and colors and styles like I've never seen, and they can change everything. So go see my friends at PellaColumbus.com or check them out at their brand new Polaris showroom.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Common Man and T-Bone here for the Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
It's our absolute favorite place to go for that live VIP Sportsbook experience. 12,000 square feet of Sportsbook action. 2 huge walls of TVs, not to mention delicious food and drink. But your experience can be even better if you download the Penn Play app.
Yep, you can get up to $140 in rewards. It's so easy, dummies like us can do it. Got to download the free Penn Play app today and cash in your bonuses. Plus, you never know, and you'll see Man and I lurking around.
I'm lurking. Must be 21 or over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Come play Skyline's 75th Coney Hunt game. Use your phone to search for virtual conies, tap to collect coins, and redeem them for exclusive Skyline merchandise at participating Skyline restaurants for a limited time. Details at SkylineChili.com/Coney Hunt.
One of the most important Buckeye football seasons ever is coming. The Fan is your home for all the news and interviews you need as fall camp approaches. Join us. We're a friendly bunch of degenerates. Your Buckeye station, The Fan.
The best of rivals, the best of 2 leagues meet again this summer. MLS versus Liga MX face off in the 2024 MLS All-Star, starting Sunday, July 21st. After a weekend of soccer celebrations, MLS All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T will come to Lower.com Field on Tuesday, July 23rd, featuring MLS All-Stars versus Liga MX All-Stars as they show off the best of their skills. The 2 teams will match up once more at the 2024 MLS All-Star Game, presented by Target on Wednesday, July 24th. For more information on tickets and events, visit MLSsoccer.com/All-Star.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Sponsored by the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. Plan your perfect summer trip at columbuszoo.org.
All right, it is a Gold Jacket Thursday, and I got to tell you, when I was growing up, he was the trigger man of one of the best offenses I've ever seen, and certainly pro football history has ever seen. In fact, if you go back from 79 to 82, this guy was bar none the most prolific passer in the NFL. No other quarterback came close to his production. The 16,000 through the air, the 100-plus touchdowns, and more importantly, no other QB had more wins. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 93. We welcome back to the great state of Ohio, Dan Fouts. Dan, welcome.
Well, great. It's great to be with you and all the great fans here in Ohio, back here at the Canton Hall of Fame, which is just fantastic.
Have you thawed out officially from the Freezer Bowl in Cincinnati in '81? I think it's 40-plus years. You have to be thawed out at this point, correct? Or are your fingers still numb?
Well, the fingers are okay until the weather gets down below zero. So keep me out of the Arctic. I'll be okay.
I talked about that offense, that you were the trigger man, that you led, and give me your best recollection of how unstoppable you guys felt at that time and that offense and the evolution of it.
Well, it was Don Coryell's Air Coryell offense, and he obviously, being a Hall of Famer, deserves a lot of credit for really changing the game and changing coaches' minds as to the importance of scoring and scoring quickly and putting pressure on defenses, and giving us as players a tremendous amount of confidence in the system that he had. And it required intelligent players, and we had them, and we had also some great athletes. So it was a perfect combination, especially for me, that he had such faith in my abilities and the way that we were going to play. We were going to be aggressive, and we were going to go after defenses and dictate to them exactly how the game was going to be played.
Dan, I want to ask you about your time around Johnny Unitas. I mean, you're a legendary name yourself as a Hall of Famer, but Johnny Unitas, as you know, is a very recognizable name for a lot of football fans. Take us inside of that time around him and maybe some things you learned from him playing the most important position.
Well, Johnny Unitas, in my mind, is the greatest that ever played. He would be a superstar in the game today. In fact, he might set some records that nobody would ever touch because of his abilities, his leadership, and his passion for the game. I spent my rookie year with Johnny U. For some reason, he took me under his wing and gave me a few tips that really helped me throughout my career, most of them having to do with how to read defenses, and read defenses before the ball is snapped, being able to predict what a defense is going to be in, and as far as your film study is concerned. But again, the more important than all the football stuff is just the fact that he was nice to this 22-year-old rookie, and I bought him a beer or two to keep that going. But our relationship was very strong.
Dan Fouts, the Hall of Famer at the Canton Residency Program this weekend. We'll give you details on how you can meet and greet Dan. I go back, and your time at Oregon obviously was so great, but, I mean, you probably weren't considered a can't-miss guy for the NFL. What do you think you're most proud of your accomplishments, aside from the Hall of Fame and getting there? Because your journey was a little bit of wait and see and bide your time and make sure when you got in there that you performed. What do you think you're most proud of on this journey all the way to Canton?
Well, I think that the fact I stuck with it until, things started to turn around when Don Coryell was hired by the Chargers, and this was my 6th year in the league. And as you said, I wasn't really setting the world on fire. Had no, inclination that I would ever be a success. But all of a sudden, I'm with this coach who believes in throwing the ball and believes in attacking defenses, believes in stretching the entire field, and believes that we can get it done through the air. And because of what we accomplished, we changed other coaches' minds about throwing the ball and being successful doing that. It used to be, as Woody Hayes would say, 3 yards in a cloud of dust was football. But now it's, putting it up in the air and going that way. And just an example for everyone listening is Don Shula, his great season of 1972 when they were undefeated. He had Zonka and Kick and Mercury Morris in the backfield with Bob Greasy. And they ran the ball, and they ran the ball. But once Don Shula drafted Dan Marino, they started throwing the ball all the time. And now you've taken one of the greatest coaches of all time and changed his mind how to win games from running the ball to throwing the ball. And that influence had a lot to do with Don Coryell.
Dan, what do you think about the trend that we're seeing here a little bit in the NFL with the quarterbacks becoming more mobile? There's obviously the guys that are still attacking downfield, but it seems like a lot of the coaches now want guys that can do a little bit of both. Your thoughts on the transition we're seeing at the quarterback position in today's game?
Well, I think Mahomes has really shown everybody that you can be both, both a pocket passer and a guy that can make plays on the run. But there are very few of those around, aren't there? Mahomes is what everybody wants to have now in the NFL. But he is such a special athlete, special talent that it's hard to find those type of guys. But it's a copycat league, and coaches are always going to look for trying to find success in any way they can, and you can't argue with the success that Mahomes and the Chiefs have had.
You went in with such an amazing class, with Chuck Noll and Peyton and Larry Little and Bill Walsh and all that. But, after your career, you transitioned into the booth and you're sitting next to, Keith Jackson and calling college football. What do you remember so fondly from those days with Keith?
Well, the first game I ever worked with Keith, the voice, right? And everything that goes with it. He called the starting lineups. He called the first down, second down, third down. I still hadn't said anything. Fourth down, we go to commercial, and he stands there and he says, "Well, Fouts, are you going to talk today, or are you just going to stand there and listen?" And I said, "Keith, I'd rather listen to you than have to talk next to you." But we had a great relationship, a great 4 years together. I miss him dearly because we became very good friends over the years, and there was no one like him. There never will be anyone like the great Keith Jackson.
You're a legendary Charger yourself. Jim Harbaugh has a task now trying to make Justin Herbert a legendary Charger. What are your thoughts on Justin Herbert and this new marriage out there in on the West Coast, between Harbaugh now and Justin Herbert?
Well, it's a wait and see type of situation, but all indications are from everyone around the Chargers that this is going to work, and it's going to work well because of Harbaugh's track record as a college coach and as a pro coach. So I think that he's got a quarterback who's got talent coming out of his ears. He can throw every pass possible. Great size, great strength. A good kid, a smart guy. And he went to the University of Oregon.
Hey, by the way, you being a legendary Duck, you going to be in Eugene in mid-October when the Buckeyes come calling?
I think I will, yes. As a matter of fact, with 55,000 other screaming maniacs, it's a small stadium compared to a lot of the stadiums in the Big Ten, but the noise level rivals anyone.
Outstanding. He is going to be the Hall of Famer in the Hall tomorrow, 9 to 9:40 a.m. in the museum. And it's so cool to have you back. This residency program, I think, is just bringing guys like you back to football heaven. Has to be a cool experience.
It really is, because it gives me a chance to say thank you to the fans. You don't get that opportunity very often. I know a lot of them aren't Charger fans per se, but they're football fans, and that's important for, as us old players, gives us a chance to just say thanks.
You broke Joe Namath's record. That was something that was unheard of back then when he the first guy to overthrow for 4,000 in a season, and then you get him, and then you shatter your own record. You tore the league to ribbons with your great receivers, whether it was Jefferson and Joyner, Winslow, Chandler. You had a lot. Those huddles must have been fun. Maybe not always agreeable, but fun.
No, they were always agreeable because these guys that you just mentioned were selfless guys. They knew that I was going to get the ball to whoever was open based upon the scheme and based upon what we're seeing from the defense. So a lot of times they would be frustrated they're not getting the ball, but they would understand that, I had no clue myself who was going to get it until the ball was snapped. That was the beauty of the offense is that we send out 5 guys, and each one of those 5 potentially could be the primary receiver. And that was the most important thing about that Eric Coryell offense.
Well, I'll never forget when Kellen Winslow Sr. said, with Dan Fouts in the huddle, we believed we could do anything. And you did most of the time. Dan, enjoy your time in Canton. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to a legend like yourself. And I hope you stay well and enjoy football season coming up.
All right. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. Dan Fouts, one of the great quarterbacks of all time, on a Gold Jacket Thursday right here on Rothman and Ice. When we come back, we'll play Tell the Truth to wrap it up. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's a red, white, and cool sale at Logan Services. Red hot savings up to $2,700 off a train system. And take advantage of 0% APR financing for 72 months. And pick one freebie for extra home comfort this summer. Plus, check out tax credits up to $2,600. With a system for every home and every budget, it's hard to stop a train. Find us online and book your free estimate now. Fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, here to introduce you to Tansky Power Sports. That's right, check out our growing inventory of golf carts, electric bikes, and dirt bikes. And the fleet keeps growing. This month, come rent a golf cart for the 4th of July. We're located at 2491 West Dublin Granville Road in Columbus. Visit TanskyPowersports.com to book yours today. And when you think power sports, think Tansky.
Think Tansky. Think Tansky.
Hey folks, it's Austin Ward. Know what's tricky? Producing a lot of compelling off-season football content. Know what's not tricky? Continuing to come up with reasons why you should do what I did and call Awaken 180. I dropped 45 pounds in just 10 weeks, and to this day, it's still gone, plus 10 more pounds. Calling it magic is an understatement. Awaken 180 isn't just about losing weight, it's about finding a new balance. Especially with that GLP-1 hormone everyone's talking about. GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180 is the quicker, safer way to adjust what your body needs without relying on daily meds or injections. My doctors are impressed, and honestly, so am I. Awaken 180 is a sustainable change that's backed by more than just my success story. Over 22,000 others share the same success. If your doctor's pushing for another prescription, ask them about GLP-1 Balance by Awaken 180. The support doesn't stop when you hit your goal either. Free support for life. Check it out, awaken180weightloss.com. Doctor approved, Austin Ward endorsed.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
The Columbus Men's Clinic opened in 2014 for guys who get it done. Let's talk, fellas. You solve problems all day at work. You fix your sink when it's broken. But when it comes to ED and low T, it doesn't get done. We get it. You hate going to the doctor, but you're the guy that fixes things. At the Columbus Men's Clinic, there's nothing to fear and no reason to delay. We've been destroying bedroom boredom for a decade. So if you haven't fixed this, call us. When the pills fail, call us. If you feel like you've tried everything, call us. Here, there's hope. From the conventional to the next level. You'll be seen by our friendly, discreet physician who will take the time to listen. Imagine finally taking care of this with no surgery. Imagine going from feeling gray to living life in vibrant color. It's time to be confident. Join the thousands of guys who have found success after walking through our doors. Will you be one of them? Dial 614-300-7400 or go to ColumbusMen'sClinic.com to schedule a $99 male performance consultation, including blood work. Do it for you. Do it for her. ColumbusMen'sClinic.com. Book your appointment now.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
It's a summer savings extravaganza at Kemba Financial Credit Union. You pick how you want your money to grow. Choose a limited time 13-month certificate at up to 5.25% annual percentage yield to lock in your savings with a $500 minimum deposit. Or enjoy access to your funds anytime with a money market at 4.75% APY intro rate until October 31st with a $5,000 minimum balance and a $1 million maximum. Visit Kemba.org for details. Restrictions apply. Advantage status required. Federally insured by NCUA.
Save $40 on any repair of $150 or more at AAA Car Care Plus. Not a member? Not a problem. Everyone can save on auto repair at AAA Car Care Plus locations. Offer ends March 30th. See store for details.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, Iceman, tell them what they can attend.
Got a cool event coming up. It's the Schmitz-Cardale-Jones Celebrity Softball Game, and it's on its way. Why picnic when you can Schmitnick? And it is presented by Monogram Homes in the U.S. Air Force. Saturday, July 20th, 6:30 p.m. at Huntington Park. Current Ohio State football players versus former Ohio State football players. Cardale Jones, he's the former player for the captain's team, or he's the captain for the former players team, excuse me. And then Emeka Egbuka, he is the captain for the current players team. Tickets are only $10, and they are available today at BuckeyeCruise.com. Again, tickets are $10, and you can scoop them up at BuckeyeCruise.com.
All right, as I mentioned yesterday, it's a big National Day of Today slate. We will do two of them. First up, National Ice Cream Cake Day. My question to you is, are you in on these? And the second part of the question is, tell the truth. Are these superior or inferior to the original cake?
They're good. Because they have like kind of that, I don't know if it's like the Oreo crunch in there, something like that.
Crust.
That is absolutely incredible. I can't rank it above normal cake, but it is fire, CB. It is really good. There's just nothing better to me than as my grandmama would say, a moist vanilla chocolate cake. There's nothing, a yellow cake with chocolate ice cream. That's undefeated for me. But yeah, because ice cream cake, it's a win, but you got to eat fast. And I don't like the rush.
This is an absolute win for me. It's funny. It's not even close on the opposite side.
Landslide?
If I am offered ice cream cake over a traditional cake, the layers of chocolate and vanilla ice cream, the Oreo crust you talked about, the fudge, the whatever else is in there.
What if I got red velvet for you?
I mean, I'm not turning it down, but if you're saying it's there side by side and I have to choose one,
you're creaming it.
It's not even close. An iconic ice cream cake. It's so good. Maybe I'm just won over by the crust.
I'm not, because you are a crunch guy. This follows the lead of everything.
The whipped cream frosting.
You like you like toasted Cheez-Its. You like your bread burnt. Yeah. You know, when you like.
Just, I don't know about burnt.
Almost burnt.
Crisp. Exactly. No, I mean, honestly, it'd be like going to a place and asking me for a dessert here, or can I have that like cookie in the skillet or something? Like I want
to make sure I say this right. The panuki?
I don't know.
Pazuki. Yeah, okay. Thank you, CB.
I mean,
get a little dicey.
I just feel like it's such a level up from the normal. And I understand that maybe some people like their ice cream with their cake or ice cream and pie. But that, back in the day, like a Baskin Robbins or Dairy Queen ice cream cake, knowing you're getting that crust, it's amazing.
You love crust.
It's unreal.
You love crunchy stuff.
Ice. You get the Pazuki with the dollop of vanilla ice cream on top of it. That's a win.
Got to rush, though, CB. Give me the ice cream on the side. Because I love the warm cookie, but I don't like the ice cream melting into my cookie. I know people probably love that, but I just like to take my time. Slow play it.
All right, the other national day of today is National Onion Day. The way I'm going to phrase this is tell the truth. What is your favorite way to consume onions?
Blooming. I feel like that's the only way to go on that.
Which I believe you can get a free one with an entree today. I thought I saw that.
Okay, I see Outback.
Here's the other deal. I feel like the onion straws are better than onion rings.
You know what? You may have won me over with that because depending on where sometimes you bite into an onion ring.
You get it all.
Onion, yeah, you get it all.
It strings out of there, and you're like, come on.
I'm not mad at just eating batter either. Like that's not the worst place to be, but it does take away from the experience just a little bit. CB, there's just something about topping my cheeseburger with some grilled onions that is just a party in my mouth. So give me just a burger with some grilled onions. And then probably second.
One of them caramelized.
That's the same thing. It's similar. And then second, secondary to that, CB, would just give me a plain white onion on a hot dog with some mustard. That's second in line. But number one on the board for your boy, grilled onions on a burger. It's a win every time.
You calling me a liar? I ain't calling you a truther.
Today's fan poll will ask you this. Who should win the ESPY for best male athlete this year? Is it Patrick Mahomes, Connor McDavid, Shohei Ohtani, or Scotty Scheffler?
It's Shohei, and it's not even close because I'm assuming this is the 2023 calendar. I'm assuming is what we're basing this off of.
I believe they typically do.
Yeah, Scotty's off to a crazy start this year. I mean, all these guys are silly good. I get that, but I'm going with Shohei. When you can do both, when you can pull off a BOFF and hit them up both with both, you're the guy. It's Shohei for me.
Yeah, now that he's focused on hitting solely, all he's hitting is about 322. So let's lead the league this year too. So why not?
Set a Dodgers record last night for consecutive games with an RBI at 18 or 19 games. This dude is not human.
He's number one in average. He's top 3 in home runs. He's top 5 in ribbies.
And that's this year.
And that's this
but
year.
But you're right to point that out because that just adds to the point of how crazy good this man is.
Yeah, he's actually much better this year than last year in a way, right?
He's just, I don't know. He's a
hitting
mutant.
wise, yeah.
He's a mutant.
And the truth shall set you free.
CB, hit me with our first guest. I don't want to butcher his last
Andy
name.
Kamenetsky.
Kamenetsky. If you missed Andy Kamenetsky talking about the Lakers in the NBA draft,
And
if
Bronny.
you missed Bronny, absolutely. Fill in the blank was fun today. Our Hall of Famer Dan Fouts, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice. All of those interviews and segments will be available for you. And don't forget, subscribe to the old Rothman and Ice podcast as well.
Yes, we would appreciate that very much. So if you can't listen from noon to 3, you can check us out at another time. We know you live busy lives. We're not going to force feed you some ice cream cake from noon to 3 if you can't handle it till later on in your evening. Common Man and T-Bone up next. Special fill-in guest for the Bone is the one and only James Richard Laurinaitis. And he's not going to be happy about one thing because I just looked around this room and guess what? We got a jersey of Hawk. We got a jersey of Carpenter. And guess whose jersey was probably thrown in the dumpster the second he decided to leave us?
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
It was threes, wasn't it?
I don't know where it is, but he's not going to be happy. Listening next, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
This season will obviously be the first 12-team playoff in college football. Odds to make the playoffs are this. Ohio State has the best odds at -650. Georgia's -500. Oregon -250. And Texas -230. Think all 4 of those make it. Parlay the 4. The odds are +175. And then you got Notre Dame -170 to make the playoff. And Michigan is -105. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
The Beat the Heat fan campaign is underway. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin, Madison, or Marion County fire station. The Fan 10 TV Beat the Heat fan campaign is sponsored by Newman Roofing.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
It was spring of 2011. Eco Plumbers were just 4 years old. It's 7-ish p.m., and my sister is at her daughter's soccer game.
And I had my tablet in the bleachers with a Magic Jack USB stick.
Magic Jack was cutting edge back then.
Being able to schedule customers for the next morning service right from the bleachers was awesome.
It was this neat hack that let us provide after-hours, in-house call answering, and scheduling back when no other plumbers did that.
Now we run calls as late as 9 p.m. and we'll answer your call 24/7. You can even schedule online.
We always leverage technology to come through for you when you need us to.
Take EcoFi cleaning checks.
Advanced software, sensors, and tablets show the health and efficiency of your system.
And possible trouble spots.
Before we start the cleaning and maintenance, so you can see the before and after improvements for yourself.
Anyone can use technology.
But only Eco Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians use it to constantly upgrade their ability to serve you.
At GetEco.com.
With Tire Discounter's new TD Chat BS, we can detect deception over the phone. Let's call a typical tire store.
Yellow, cheapo tire where we bolt them on for less.
Yes, I need tires and lubricant for my vehicle.
Great! Come on in. We'll slap on some new tires.
And what about the lubricant exchange?
Oh, yeah. We send you over to Ollie's Oil for that. They're right down the road.
Deception. Destination is 5.2 miles away.
Well, I'll be.
Also, 6 out of 10 cars need alignment. The probability is that I am one of them.
Well, just travel on over to Alignments or Us.
Calculating. Time for 2 additional trips.
You mean you want to do tires, oil change, and alignment all in one fell swoop?
Oh, I observe that Tire Discounters, the home of free alignment, is close by.
Ugh, Tire Discounters.
And they are experts at oil changes, brakes, shocks, and...
I'm losing you.
Hello? I'm sorry. Your system has crashed.
Stop in today for Savor the Summer Savings.
Open your door to a beautiful Nature Stone basement floor. This is Paul Keels for Nature Stone. June only, we're making huge deals for Dad with savings up to 50% off any basement or indoor floor. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just